KeplissLaw.com.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.
Warming things up for your Wednesday. Temperatures today in the upper 80s with partly cloudy skies. Overnight low 60s, then we're back in the 90s with a chance for storms by Thursday afternoon. I'm Fox 31 Pinpoint Weather Team meteorologist Kylie Burse.
Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
As an organ donor, your story doesn't have to end. The good in you can live on. In fact, you could save up to 8 lives and restore sight and health for many more. Sign up right now online as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. You'll be happy you did. And just maybe, someone else will be happy too. Go to organdonor.gov. It saves lives. U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
KHOW Denver, an iHeart radio station. It's Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter, mornings at 10. Streaming live on our free iHeart radio app and at khow.com.
ABC News, I'm Alexis Christoforous. Visitors have returned to Yellowstone. One of the nation's most popular parks has reopened following severe flooding. A long line of cars and RVs moved slowly through one of the 3 entrances, but the northern half of the park will remain closed until at least early July because roads and bridges were wiped out. Several Texas law enforcement officials, including Uvalde School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo, testified before lawmakers this week as questions continue to swirl about his handling of the mass shooting.
The training that these officers took just 2 months before the shooting
and then you're screwed.
You just have to silence your cell phone.
Good point.
Hey guys, good morning.
There you are.
Frankie, baby!
How's everybody doing?
How are you?
You doing okay?
Frank, Steph got number 3 in exits in the state.
Good job, my friend.
Thank you.
Good job.
Here you go, Frank, over here.
You name the place, I'll be there.
Okay, you guys just silence your cell phone. You don't have to
Good to see you guys.
turn them off.
Okay.
Good to see you.
Frank will have
I'll take it.
that Leland stuff we talked about booked for next month.
Are you serious? Okay,
So you're going to do 2-minute call-ins. Okay. Well, I need to know what day and time because we have to book them like that.
Okay.
So, and if you can't do it, one of your team members can.
Yeah.
And then worst scenario, he'll just do a 2-minute spot.
Man, thank you.
But I think that'll be
Are you serious? Do you have to sign the end? Is that what that is, Trudy?
Yeah, I had to bring it in.
You know what's funny? This is goofy. I knew you were going to do that. I knew it.
Did you really?
You know how I knew that?
I thought about it last night. I said, who's in? She goes, Frank. I said, I know what I'm doing.
I knew it because you're a competitor, and I know a competitor. And I know somebody that will study something and learn it inside and out. And that way, if you get
I wouldn't say study. I just watch it.
That's awesome.
Suzanne's kind of grounded me from it a little bit.
She's grounded you. The library cop just died.
I know,
Bookman, yeah.
Yeah, I know. You know, his quick-witted, fast humor was so good.
What do you know about heart failure?
Your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the...
I know he didn't get his Olive library book. He had such a unique sense of humor.
Oh, man.
You know, I never saw him in anything else, but I know he played a lot of roles.
Who's that?
This, the library cop on Seinfeld. Curious.
Good job, Stephanie. That's awesome.
Thank you. I was really excited about that. I've made our top 10 list a handful of times, but
That's awesome.
number 3 was pretty exciting.
Well, think about this. You put God first, you work hard, you don't give up. That's awesome. That's a deadly combination.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm meeting with the gentleman you just sent me tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
Michael. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Selling or buying? Combo.
Sale, but probably, I don't know about now.
Frank, did you get that one I saw over the foreclosure deal? Is that guy jumping on it?
So here's the deal. We jumped on it, thank God. It looks like we got his phone. We're stopped.
Good.
They got him back into the forbearance plan. So we did a conference call with the lady at the mortgage company. So they're going to put him back on the forbearance. So they get the foreclosure stopped.
Is he going to have time to sell it, or what's his plan?
I don't think he'll have to sell. I think they're going to let him do the forbearance and keep it.
Wow.
God willing. Yeah, so we're working. I talked to him, I
want to say yesterday.
That's incredible.
Still waiting for the public trust to postpone it. So I've been checking that every day. I checked again this morning. It still wasn't postponed, but that sometimes takes a couple days. But I've been checking in with him. So
we got some password.
Oh, it's behind me now.
I can't see who's back there. Shannon. Hey, Shannon, can Talib come in on any channel, or you got nothing available? He said 5's no good.
So Frank, you've been keeping pretty busy these days?
Oh, buddy. You know something? We're closing 8 properties this week.
Wow.
We just put 6 more under contract. We're moving. I know the market's slowed a little, but it's not like the sky's falling. I mean, everybody sounds like the market's dying. It's not. It's just that it's not going as fast pace. You know.
Yeah.
I have gotten so many different ones from you guys now compared to 4 months ago. It's 20 times, Frank.
Oh, yeah. You have more choices for sure, Mark.
Well, I mean, same perimeters I had that he would send me miles, I might have been getting 3 a week. 3 a week.
Yeah.
Now I get 5 a day.
Yeah, that's true. There's definitely more choices.
I know that I'm having this house built for me, Frank.
Yeah.
They're doing it in sections. They opened up a new section.
Yeah.
The same unit that I bought went up by $200,000 in a year.
Okay.
Isn't that amazing?
Well, building materials have gone up a lot.
I'm just thrilled.
Yeah. So you locked it in.
I locked it in a year ago. The only thing
Thomas.
taking a long time to build, though, because
Ken Moon.
Ken Moon used to have a
what do you
home
think?
show, right?
He's no longer with us. I should not. I don't know. He was an employee. He was. Tom, I don't know the answers to these. That was just one of the most surprising ones I heard. Yeah, KRDO called me and told me, Andrew, their program director.
Work and wherever you go. All you need is our free iHeartRadio app. Just say play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio. Now your chance to win $1,000. Gas money. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Pay. That's pay. Enter it now at khow.com.
Ripped off. Bad news, you need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
All right, welcome to this show, the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. Mr. Martino, how are you doing this morning, sir?
I'm here. Do you not hear me? Is there anything wrong or what?
We didn't hear you for a second. Now we got you loud and clear.
Okay, good. Yes, we're doing great. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You know, my internet or my broadband has been a little squirrely. Although I'm plugged in, it should not be a factor. But I think I'm on CenturyLink. I think there was some little squirrely stuff going on. But in any case, just let me know if that happens again. 303-713-8255. This hour brought to you by RealCBDThatWorks.com for pain, inflammation, anxiety. A lot of people are using it for travel. They say it's wonderful. Sitting in the airplane, it helps with aches and pains. It helps with circulation. It helps with anxiety. You can get cosmetics products as well with anti-inflammatory properties, and God knows some of us need that. I'm not talking about anybody in present company, of course. Maybe Frank could use a little. I don't know. 303-713-TALK. RealCBDThatWorks.com. You get 30% off. Certainly Stephanie Thomas doesn't need it. She doesn't need anything, right? Her face is perfect. Isn't that right? Now, Frank, you have a face for radio. I was told that.
Oh, I disagree.
No,
he's a dapper young man.
He is. Now, Frank, welcome, by the way. Thanks for being here. Stephanie, thanks for being here. We're talking real estate.
Tom.
Let me tell you something. Things are crazy. I want to talk a little bit. I said something about perceptionomics. And I said the other day, I said, what happens is when you have inflation, you have fear. Fear then breeds hesitation. Hesitation, then perception of recession, and then that becomes a reality. The economy is all psychological. It truly is mostly psychological. I shouldn't say all, mostly. But I read something today that I really want to pass on. Since we're talking real estate, we're talking the economy, we're talking other things, this must be said. Major job offers now being rescinded. A lot of the graduates were getting major job offers with a lot of money thrown at them and all kinds of benefits. And according to the latest stats, this is from the Wall Street Journal, businesses in several industries are now rescinding job offers they made to college graduates or when they were seniors, and other job offers. Companies rescinding some of these jobs include Twitter, Redfin, Coinbase, and also many other major corporations, Netflix, Peloton, Carvana, Uber, and here's what's happening. The job, I said this, you cannot sustain an unemployment rate of 3.6 or less. You can't. It's not good for the economy. I know that sounds crazy, but there is a balance when you have to pay too much for employees, when employees demand too much. And I'm not saying employees aren't valuable, but there is an imbalance that happens with everything, with supply, demand, with employees. And when that supply is off, things happen. So now what's happening is people are now fearing. I said the fear cycle is setting in, and the unemployment rate will now start ticking up. That will even spark more fear and more hesitation. And we're going to see a recession. There is just no way around it. It may not have to be major. I'm not saying we can never recover from it, and I'm not blaming anyone for it. Of course, when I say this show isn't political, that means both ways. I don't try to make you tell you what to believe, but you can believe anything you want and talk about it. I don't care. But I'd like to think that we can be strong enough this time around to not have such a deep recession. But I want to ask our real estate moguls, not moguls, they're experts. We have Stephanie Thomas from the Springs area, Pikes Peak area. We have Frank Duran from parts unknown in the metro area here, all over. And Frank, you first, metro area. What's going on? I mean, you guys are at the forefront. What's going on? No PR. I know you wouldn't do that anyway. You're an honest man. What's going on, Frank?
Tom, we're still getting them moved. We put 6 listings under contract in the last week. It's just that it's kind of like when you're on the highway and there's a fender bender about a mile down the road and everybody starts tapping on the brakes. A little bit of a ripple effect. So instead of going 70 miles an hour, maybe you're going 50. You're still going at a good rate, but we're not getting 30, 40 offers on homes anymore. You might have something where you have 3, 4, 5 offers, but you're still getting strong bids on the property. So we are getting them moved. It's just going at a little bit of a slower pace, Tom.
And I think one of the reasons people are moving in great numbers out of some states into others, Colorado is one of the states people are moving into. So it's not a strict Democrat-Republican thing, because Colorado is liberal and Democrat for the most part. And a lot of people are moving here. A ton of people are moving to Texas and Florida and Arkansas. People are moving out of New York and California in droves. There does seem to be a liberal flight from liberal states to more conservative ones. But in Colorado, that doesn't hold true. When it comes to, I often said, and I hope this doesn't happen, that I can see with the division we have in this country, I can see people settling geographically into areas that cater to their lifestyle and beliefs. And I think that's terrible for diversity's reasons, for no matter what. I want diversity of all kinds. And when I say diversity, I really mean it, by the way. I don't mean diverse within my small definition of what you should be. I mean diverse. I want to see it all. And here's the deal. We are having a problem if that happens. We are going to have a problem. It's going to almost be like two nations. And I wasn't the one who observed this first. There have been a lot of people commenting on this, on the country moving not only philosophically, but geographically. By the way, when it comes to household bills, Colorado, ranks not too bad when it comes to household bills. But one thing, I looked at a survey, and I found it kind of funny. The average monthly bills are not as bad as you might think in the United States, as far as average. But the 10 most expensive states for household bills, utilities, mortgages, obviously the number one state for expense, what would you say it is?
California.
No, Mark, you're right. When it comes to continental, you're right. But it's Hawaii. And that's kind of logical because it is a closed economy. It's a very small economy. But Hawaii ranks number one as the most expensive state when it comes to bills. California is second. New Jersey, as you would expect. And then all of the Northeast, the big giant conglomerate, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Maryland, Connecticut, New York, all up there right behind California. And then Alaska.
What do they all have in common there?
Yes, that's right. That's right. The economy, and it's run by, okay, let's just say it. It's run by Democrats, but I'm not blaming them. And I
Why would you even go that far and say you're not blaming them?
Because I'm not.
Okay.
And here's why, Mark. I truly have my own beliefs, and here's what I think. I think talk show hosts who think people care what they think are a-holes sometimes.
Well, then maybe so, but then Hannity and a lot of people out there would never – I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that.
No, I think they all do a great job. Don't get me wrong. I love Michael Brown. I love Dan Caff. I love all of those guys. They don't try to tell you what to – well, Michael's a little more forceful than Dan. Dan doesn't try to tell you how to think. He just gives you logical arguments his way and thinks you're a fool if you don't. I don't know. Here's what I'm saying. I don't think people listen to this particular show for political activism and all that. I think they listen to hear a perspective.
I don't think economics, though, Tom, have anything to do with it. We're talking economics, and it's just a reality. They're all run by – you can't tax the hell out of people and expect them to stay there.
Yeah, no, you're right. But I'm saying that we do have a problem that way. And I want people to call, and I want people to react. I'm not going to hear speeches. I don't want to hear speeches. As far as the household expenses, Colorado's pretty down there, which is pretty cool. I'm trying to find where they rank exactly. It's one of the lower. It's not like one of the cheaper states, but it's also not one of the more expensive states. It's kind of in the middle somewhere. I'll get to that in a minute. So, guys, when it comes to real estate in the Pikes Peak area then, Stephanie Thomas, that's a big area, a growing area. And speaking of people moving into the state, stats are showing most people are trying to get into Colorado Springs area.
Yeah, Colorado Springs has been ranked one of the top cities in the country to move into several times in the recent.
So
polls.
how's the market doing?
We're seeing similar to what Denver's seeing. I'm starting to see longer days on market. I'm having the ability to actually negotiate a little more on behalf of my clients. Offer prices,
on the buying
inspection,
side.
Things like that on the buying side. All of my listings have still seen some pretty strong activity, but I feel like in the last couple of weeks, we are definitely starting to feel a little bit of longer days on market.
Where do you guys think interest rates, I mean, for this thing to cool quick, if it's 10% interest rates on a house, this market dies. I mean, but where is that real number?
I don't think we'll go up that hard, but maybe we should get one of our mortgage people. I don't know, unless you guys have a feel for it. I think, Mark, we're going to see short-term interest, not short-term, for our short-term, we're going to see them get to 6 to 7%.
I think they're going to go higher. I think the Fed's got to get really aggressive if they don't want inflation.
Let's have a friendly bet.
Okay. I mean, you already owe me $75.
No, I want to do this publicly because you're such an exaggerator that I don't want to be popped for anything more.
The over-under is going to be 7 on a 30-year mortgage. Fair enough? I'll take the over, you take the under.
Yeah, 7 or under, say 7 or over. If 7 will be I don't know what, because 7 will go with whatever. What do you think as far as the date? When is that going to happen?
I think next, I'm going to go 90 days.
Oh, you're really glum. Okay, I'll take
glum.
That.
We're at 6 something.
We
jumped 3/4 point last week.
No, 7%. 7%. You're thinking 7.
Here, ask the experts in
Let's
here.
do 7.5.
Here, let me interject. I have seen some rates in the sixes pretty recently, and I've had some lenders anticipating seeing rates continue to increase a little bit. But one thing that I
want to
think
make
is
this
so
clear. I didn't make the
important-
bet yet, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's going to negotiate it up to 14%. Go ahead.
One thing that's so important to remember is even where these rates are now, historically, they're still good buying power rates.
No, I know they are.
So,
They really are.
I think we're all
we just got spoiled.
We are. We're all in a little bit of
All right,
sticker
now,
shock.
hold on. Suze, make sure Melody knows I'm all over this. I want to talk about the jaw surgery. Joe, we're going to talk about your tax issue, and we probably can get some help from Larson Tax Relief, some advice. And then Scott, as far as an apartment complex, reporting late payments. We'll talk about that. Plus, our real estate people are here. In other words, we have a lot going on the Troubleshooter show. Waterpros.net will get you wonderful drinking water. You don't have to worry about bottled water ever again if you don't want to. And it's reverse osmosis, triple filter, under $1,000. If that sounds incredible, it's not. Water Pros does it, and they do a great job. Waterpros.net.
Michael Brown here from my partners at the Colorado Business Roundtable. You know, sometimes we forget just how vital businesses are to our state. They're not simply brick and mortar. Businesses support our communities by providing jobs. They provide Coloradans with opportunities, valuable products and services. Businesses provide tax revenue, and they support and fund vital charities. Business is a force for good in Colorado, and we should never forget that. Learn more about the mission of the Colorado Business Roundtable. Go to cobrt.com. That's cobrt.com.
Empower, EMPOWER, Empower Reverse Mortgage. I like the name. I like the guy. I like the company. Mark Massey and his team, they have a helpline for you. If you're looking for a reverse loan, and a lot of people are, he can help you through the whole system. And you might want a line of credit. You might want to stay in your home. One person in their 90s stayed in their home with assisted living through a reverse loan. You don't have to leave your equity. No one says that. You know, you can live off it. Empower Reverse. There's very little risk, if no risk, if you do it right. Empower Reverse. Here's the helpline, 720-500-7719, 720-500-7719.
Are you or someone you love struggling with addiction? At the Raleigh House, their dedicated team of professionals understand that where you've been is different than where you're going. Join the Raleigh House of Hope to find connection, purpose, and to rewrite your story. Breathe deep. Feel at home. Reconnect with nature. Raleigh House understands your past and believe in the potential of your future. Reclaim your life and discover how capable you truly are. Don't let depression, anxiety, trauma, or addiction take your future from you. Call 720-797-8717.
This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans, and a stunning statistic is starting to develop. Credit card debt among homeowners, it reached an all-time high last month, and it is going to go higher. Your home's equity can pay off your credit card debt and save you significantly each and every month. To find out how, call us today, 303-867-7000, or online at idealhomeloans.com. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45-IDEAL.
So many people have told me about Orchard, and no wonder. It's the new way to sell. For example, Orchard makes you a cash offer for your home. And when your home sells for more, you keep the difference. No longer do you have to choose between an easy home sale or the best price for your home. Let me tell you about Rudy, a recent Orchard customer. Rudy's home sold on the market for $33,000 above his cash offer. Had he gone to a home buying company, he would have missed out on that extra money. But with Orchard, he got more cash at closing. Rudy's story isn't unique. 99 out of 100 Orchard customers sell on market for more than their cash offer. Getting started is easy. You go online and enter your address at orchard.com. Takes just a couple minutes and lets you skip home listing hassles. If you're thinking about selling or just curious what Orchard would pay for your home, get a no-cost, no-obligation offer at orchard.com. That's orchard.com.
Nobody would be okay with the government withdrawing money from their bank account without permission. In fact, such a situation would cause nationwide riots. So why aren't more people as furious about our 40-year high inflation? Hi, this is Dr. Ron Paul, and I want to remind you that inflation is nothing more than a wicked form of theft. but there is a way to fight it. My friends at Birch Gold Group can help you diversify your 401k or IRA out of paper assets and into physical gold. And the best part is you will pay no fees or taxes on the transfer. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word secure to 989898. There's no obligation and nothing to buy. Again, text secure to 989898.
Texting enrolls for automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Hi guys, are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? Well, today, Wednesday, June 22nd, we're running a one-day special you won't want to miss out on. Ridgeside Medical Clinic uses the most powerful form of wave therapy.
Goes, was that wrong? If someone told me that was wrong, I wouldn't have done it. Tom, you ever have sex with anybody at work? Have you really, Shannon, over the years? Oh my God! Can you share with who? It depends on who's asking. How about any host ever that you know of that were doing the nasty? Do you either? Who? Don't say Peter Boyles. Party Central. Was it really, I mean, if you go back 40 years when you basically got going here in Denver, was it just a whole different crazy scene at the stations? We're back.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. I want to go right to the phones. I want to go Melody with the jaw surgery, and then we'll move on. And then when I get time, I am going to talk about my back issue because so many people have emailed asking about it, not about me and mine, but what to do about certain conditions. And there is a big controversy in the back industry, believe it or not, between orthopedic surgeons and neurosurgeons, something you're never going to hear on the street. Melody, what's happening?
Hi, I'm just having a problem. I've had jaw surgery, reconstructive jaw surgery quite a few times. Couldn't
Why?
find a doctor.
Melody, why? Was it from an accident or was it from TMJ or what?
It was from an accident when I was 16. I broke my jaw, and then they had put in implants, and they rejected, and they took out my upper ribs, put those in, they rejected. So it's
oh my goodness. Now, who did you have perform the surgery? Was it in Colorado? Believe it or not, DDS, dentists are allowed to do that if they have the right training. They do oral maxillofacial surgery, or an MD. In other states, most other states, you have to have an MD. But who did it in this state? I don't need a name, but did you have an MD or a DDS or both?
A DDS.
Okay.
He was excellent. Then he retired, so I was having a hard time finding someone to do this.
Now, why though? Why did you have to have several done?
Well, they would either reject. They got recalls from the factory. There have been 7 surgeries on each side.
Okay, so what are you calling about today?
Okay, so I had a surgery done at Denver Health. And
was that the latest one?
That was the latest one. The latest 2 at Denver Health.
Okay.
So they did the first one, went fabulous. Then my other side snapped shortly after that. So they took me in, and they said that my bone had eroded into the side of my skull. So at that point, they put in a concrete spacer and had to order an actual jaw from a place just fit me.
Melody, what do you mean they ordered a jaw? Are they literally putting in like a plastic or a cadaver jaw?
It's Actually, it's a metal one, and I've had a cadaver one already. I've had plastic ones. I've had metal ones.
Is your face deformed from this?
The right side is starting to deform.
But if we looked at you, it wouldn't be apparent that you have problems?
Yes, you would.
Okay, so what can we do for you? You had 2 surgeries at Denver Health, and let's just say what went wrong. Are you saying you had a malpractice or what?
Well, I'm just waiting for my jaw. I've been waiting 2 years for my actual jaw.
I don't get it. So a jaw is like a prosthetic that they actually take pictures and they make like an implant?
Yes.
And
wow.
Is it titanium?
Yeah. The one that's in there right now is concrete, and they said it could only stay in there 3 months, and this one has been in there a year and a half.
Okay, well, you obviously have to do something. Where do they say it is right now?
Well, they told me they have lost it. I don't know how you lose a jaw.
Now, is this at Denver Health because you're on Medicaid?
No, it's at Denver Health because that's the only place that does this surgery in Colorado.
Are you positive?
I'm positive.
Okay, and what is the surgery called?
Well, unless I wanted to pay out of pocket.
What is the surgery called?
It's just a joint replacement in your jaw.
Okay.
That's
now. I wonder what we can do for you. What do you think we can do? What do you think we can do for you? It's going to be really hard to get medical information. Deputy Doc can help us with this, but who do we call? That's what I'm getting at. Are they saying you can't find it? They can't find it because it's not like we can go on Amazon and second guess them.
No, but if they lost it, at what point don't they just get another one ordered? I mean, they can't just hope on finding it in the 3rd year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And so by this time, now I leave messages every day. I called, then I finally talked to the advocate, and she was supposed to call me back. She has not called me back.
Okay.
This poor woman's got a cement jaw.
Do we have, Suze? Do we have the form?
I've had nothing but I've had trouble with my blood levels.
I get it. I get it. Hold on. You know. Do we have, Suze, do we still have that form we have people fill out?
I think so.
If we could get that to her to give to the advocate and ask the advocate and tell the advocate we want to talk to them, not to confront them, but to see what we can do to help. We have amazing resources. What I'd like to do is get Deputy Doc on this. So let's get the HIPAA thing signed.
You got it. Once we get the HIPAA, we can
follow
Doc
up. Is there.
Yeah.
You were afraid to show up here, huh, Doc? Okay. So anyway,
well, if I was there, I'd have to buy you a hamburger.
That's what I was going to say.
Doc sometimes comes to the house, and we order from the clubhouse, but he knew that if he came, he'd have to buy me a burger. What a cheapskate. All right, so I'll tell you what we'll do then. Melody, what I'd like, Doc, is like let's just find out where it is, what's going on, what we can do to help. Is it a supply chain thing now? I mean, I don't even know where these are made.
Well, they're saying
Melody.
They lost it, so it's not supply chain.
Well, that could be an excuse. Where do they make them, Melody?
I believe this one was in Germany.
Wow. Okay, you hang on. Deputy Doc's got it, and wow.
Hey, Tom, all I can tell you is that a friend of mine was redoing his home, and he had to wait 6 to 8 months to get an appliance from Germany. So that may be the holdup. We'll follow it up.
All right, hold on. And let's quickly go to Joe, and I want to take a break. But I want to talk. Joe, you have a tax issue. What's going on, Joe? I know you've been waiting, so I want to take you. What's happening?
I went to my tax appointment on March 7th, and my taxes were done. And then I was to return on March 14th.
Now, where was your tax appointment?
Pardon me?
Where was your tax appointment?
Do you want me to say the name?
Yeah, like who prepared your taxes? I guess that's what you're calling about, right?
Yes, Barker Taxes.
Okay, never heard of them,
They're
but
in
okay. Where are they?
Barker Taxes in Littleton.
Okay, so what happened?
So anyway, on March 14th, I'm autistic, and so when I went in to do my taxes, on March 14th, when I went in to sign and pay, I signed it and paid. but they kept bothering me because I keep going over it, and I knew something was wrong.
Oh, hey, hold on. We'll come back to that. Joe, I want to give you more time. I want to find out what did you see that you thought was wrong. Coming right back. I'm Tom Martino, 303-713-8255.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
Roads are finally calming down after a busy morning. I-25 north and southbound are showing posted speeds into and out of downtown. Just east of there, I-70 westbound, we're looking at some slower traffic between I-270 and I-25 as ongoing construction continues. And just north from there, I-270 westbound showing its normal morning congestion between I-70 and Vasquez. Fox 31, Pinpoint Weather, partly cloudy skies today, but hot with a high of 88 degrees. Those clouds and heat remain tomorrow, partly cloudy skies with a high of 91, and scattered thunderstorms on Friday. The current temperature in Denver is 73 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
When you think of Prohibition, it's more or less connected to religious fanatics and gangsters, but the real story is far more complex and reasonable. Be sure to listen to this week's edition of Our American Stories on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
No money down, fast, free estimates, a lifetime warranty on materials. I'm talking about garage coatings. I do it in every home I go to because it's just the finishing touch you want in your garage or your patios or walkways. GarageKings.com, and that's 720-252-0370, both commercial and residential military discounts, veteran-owned and operated, GarageKings.com, 720-252-0370. Now, Mark, didn't you say you're going to be there this weekend? Are you like hanging out because you're thinking about solar? There's a solar event at Genesis, and Genesis Solar, which is the same people, they are the same people behind Genesis Total Exteriors. They're having an event at their offices on 6th Avenue. We'll give you the information via the phone number and website, but it's this Saturday from 11 to 5, a cookout and informational seminar. Don't be rolling your eyes on seminars. This is a really cool event.
And
fun
it's quick.
things, a bounce house for kids, kid-friendly, barbecue, cold beverages, even music, by the way. And we're going to be represented there, the Tom Martino Show. And again, it's all about solar. You'll actually see the products too. Go to this website, genesissolarco.com, or 303-679-8509.
Do roller coaster stock markets make you nervous? With such frequent ups and downs, don't let market volatility.
So do you have any more trivia?
I don't know that he's listening to you now.
Okay. Is
Troubleshooter show, please hold.
Come on. I'm feeling left out of the mix. I got that for you special. I guess that's by design. By design.
So after, I'm trying to figure out what the hell you and Lee were talking about. So after he's done with lives and you bring us all up, is that what you're doing?
Well, I wasn't feeding.
It's just I don't have
it's the headphones in here now that feeds off there, right? That feeds YouTube. Okay. Because before it was Tom's laptop. Yes. So at some point when A-Rod was here, Dominic came in. This was like 2 weeks ago. This is all I know. I don't know what the fuck this is. And he said, when I do this, it's supposed to be doing this, but it's not. Right. So Dominic literally got in here and fixed something. As soon as he did that, if I'm in studio, he could pipe myself Right through our connection here into the camera, he could pipe in myself, Tom, Suzanne, and himself during the breaks. Does that make sense?
Before it even starts to divide, that's a human right. I said, if that's your
It's
belief,
working.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Discussing it.
Can Mark?
I'm here.
Anybody can
Hey, tell Deputy Dodd
that's your belief.
on that story. Call it missing.
Troubleshooter show. Please hold a minute.
I'll be able to identify.
Missing cement job.
The glass job.
3 people in the country.
Oh, how about that old boxing game? You ever play that? The guy's name was Glass Job. It was an arcade game.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Mike Tyson. I think it was actually called Tyson.
No, geez.
That's your belief. And the argument
Okay, but you got to figure it out.
Well, because, so what I said goes, and A-Rod never told me this.
Can they hear us right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
That this room is now what feeds the breaks to you. It wasn't before, it was Tom's left.
Yeah, that's correct. What we're doing too, so you know, Dominic, we're going to have our new machine. I already built it right up here. Dominic's running. In fact, you got to put it. He told me today for you to put a ticket in to run the audio cable because I can't do it. He said have Shannon put it in.
Okay.
Just put run audio cable for Troubleshooter. But it's going to go from there down the wall into that fucking array of shit, and that's going to be our feed from now on. Will be a headphone coming out of there, so no one will fuck with it. It won't accidentally come out, and more importantly, we don't have to rely on this $50 fucking camera for audio.
What's the name of the cafe in Seinfeld?
Hard for me to understand.
Monks.
However, if you say,
You guys
I know every single Seinfeld.
What's the first and last thing they discussed?
The first thing is what?
The very first and last thing they discussed in the pilot and in the final episode.
Okay.
Jail? No.
QCColorado.com. Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget, please, that you need an insurance checkup. It is very, very important. Why? You want to make sure you're not underinsured as well as not paying too much for coverage. We used to just shop price. Now you got to make sure you're not underinsured or you could end up like the people up in the Marshall fires, never be able to rebuild. Compass Insurance Group does that free of charge, 303-996-9000. And it's a true comparison of 25 different companies, 303-996-9000. Okay, so Melody, Joe, we're there with the tax prepare issue, and we have to know what is the complaint about Barker. You said you signed, but you noticed something didn't set right with you, and you noticed that there was something wrong. What was wrong, or what is wrong with what they did?
Well, when I was at the tax preparer, they kept shuffling papers and everything, and so it didn't compute. So what was wrong was I felt there was a mistake, so I asked them to redo it. And they scheduled an appointment for April 4th to redo it.
But why? Why? I mean, why all of a sudden did you say, I want them redone? What did not work? What was wrong?
It just didn't seem like she knew, it didn't seem like she did the paperwork. It was like we were shuffling papers and shuffling, but it wasn't like they were complete. And when I would say something, that they would say, yeah, I've got it. Well, somehow I'm autistic, and it takes me a while to process things. So after processing, it just felt like there was something wrong with it. I talked to my teacher or my facilitator at school, and she encouraged me to call him. So I had him redo it. When that was redone, yes, there was a mistake. And so what happens, they had said they needed to amend it and then resubmit it to the IRS. And it would be done after April 15th in 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, so so they have not redone them yet?
Yes, they did them. They redid it on April the 4th.
So what's the problem?
Then what's the problem if they redid
They haven't amended it and resubmitted it.
Oh, you just said they did it, so they didn't do it.
They redid the taxes, but they haven't
But why?
it.
That's pressing a button. Why? If they went through all the trouble of redoing it on April 4th, why haven't they sent them in?
I don't know, and that's
well, what do
why
they tell you,
I
Joe?
worked
What do
with-
they tell you?
They keep telling me 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. And the last time I talked to the gentleman that I think is the manager or owner of them, he said, "Don't call me. I'll call you when I get it finished." He was backed up until February.
I'll call him over next break. I already looked
let
up their number.
Joe, let's just do that for you.
They
Let's
probably
just
think
call.
you're difficult to deal with. That's probably what's going on, but I'll find out for you.
Okay.
Okay, I would really appreciate it. I've worked with this company for over 30 years, basically, and never had a problem with them. They've given me good service and everything, but this time it hasn't been. But he agreed that the tax preparer this time and I weren't on the same page.
Okay. So, obviously...
But you might want to be on their page. They're the tax preparer.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay, do you have complicated taxes? Or is it a simple return?
Basically, it's a very simple return.
Okay.
I have medical and donations, and that's it.
Okay. And so
and
how
I
did
do
you
all the work.
How did you come across Barker's or this place that did it?
Okay. A while back, probably.
Well, I wasn't
30
looking for a long story. Like what I meant was it someone you've
I'm
used?
just saying.
Go ahead.
I had used this gentleman before, and he went to this office.
I got it. Okay. Yeah. Well, Joe, Mark's going
And
to
then
call
this
for it.
year they changed him.
Okay. He's going to call for you. Let's see what happens, okay? And look, I don't know if it's just like a whole thing in this country, but everybody's got like delay syndrome. I don't know what the hell it is. I mean, and then I'm talking to the window boys yesterday, Premier Window Cleaning. They're great people, man. They came here and did the house. And they have trouble getting people to work more than 3 or 4 days. Do you know that? And they pay such good money, and they're such a good firm, and they give people their own schedules. And it's kind of like running your own little business. You get paid really well. And Mark, he says he'll get people in there. They'll work 3 or 4 days and then say, oh, well, this is not for me. But they don't even have the decency to call and quit.
I know, man. It's supply and demand, though, when it comes to jobs right now. It's kind of crazy.
But while I'm talking about that, though, seriously, if anybody out there wants their own little territory, their own little thing, and he does all the advertising, all the doling out of jobs, there's no sales involved. You wash windows and power. He's a good guy.
And they'll teach you.
Yeah, they'll teach you. It's a great job. I mean, it's way more than you'd think.
Hey, in an example like that, Tom, do they supply like the power washer and whatever
yes,
they
everything.
clean?
You don't have to have anything. They'll supply stuff. All they ask for is people to work. And when have you talked to people lately? I have, who say, "Oh, I can't find any jobs," and I'm thinking, "What are you kidding me? You can't find work?" Or what about these people now?
They're holding out for management.
What about the ramp people with the signs? I mean, come on. There's work all over the place. Okay, Scott.
Wait. What's the number over to those guys? You probably got a bunch of people going, I want my own business.
No, you know what? That's a good idea, Mark. Let me give the number to Premier. And, of course, you can all go to their website, okay? But their website is wecleanwindows.co. But here's the number, seriously. If you really want to work for a bunch of good people and make good money, and I'm telling you, it's like $25 an hour or more, depending on what you do. If you have your own territory, they'll do commission work. They'll do whatever you want. You make your own schedules. 303-564-5574. That's 303-564-5574. Yeah, that's good. Call them, and it's Premier Window, and the website's easy to remember too. If you just need to go there again, it's wecleanwindows.co. Okay, so more coming up. I'm going to come right back and talk about this apartment complex reporting late payments.
Now, impact traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Denver Museum of Nature and Science.
Pretty easy driving throughout the Denver metro as we approach the noon hours. I-25 north and southbound showing posted speeds into and out of downtown. I-70 east and westbound are flowing free to and from the airport. And up on the northeast end near Commerce City, I-270 westbound showing some normal congestion between I-70 and Vasquez, and I-270 eastbound, same kind of congestion between I-25 and Vasquez. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies today with a high of 88 degrees. Tomorrow, partly cloudy again, but warmer with a high of 91. The current temperature in Denver is 73 degrees. With your impact traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Ready for a mind-boggling family experience? Then check out Mazes and Brain Games, now open at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. Challenge your brain with dozens of puzzles, labyrinths, and surprises around every corner.
So, if you want to really have something for retirement, there is something you can do if you don't have a lot of money to put away and you use credit cards. Okay? So you put a few $100 a month away on life insurance. Now, the life insurance only costs about $20 or $30 or whatever, and the rest of it is going to cash value. And you can overfund it. You can do whatever you want to get this cash value. It grows tax-free if you do what they say. And what that is let it grow and make little loans instead of credit cards to yourself, like buy stuff with it and then pay it back with credit card interest. And that extra money goes toward your nest egg. Eventually, you have a great nest egg that grew tax-free for retirement that you can use tax-free in retirement. BecomeTheBanker.org for more information. BecomeTheBanker.org for more information. So this weekend, we have, I can't stress this enough, so many times you want solar. There's no one that's going to come and sit down and show you everything, not really the way they should. But Genesis is doing something I really love. What they're doing is having a solar event at their offices, so you can look at the panels, the inverters, what comprises a system. I think they're going to have I know they're going to have displays. They're going to have refreshments and drinks and cookout, and they're going to have music and a bounce house for kids.
Yep.
So you can have a great time this Saturday on the 25th. That's this Saturday from 11 to 5. Just show up. Now, to find out more, just go to the website, genesissolarco.com, or call 303-679-8509.
Inflation is close to double digits and failed progressive
all week, so you know. Yeah.
Nothing fun's happening here in the show. Huh? I'm going to come.
But to your point, though, I would say this. I say, well, if you were God, would you do
Doc and Frank talking abortion. It's the best.
Oh, boy.
Don't subject
Frank
to that.
303 794
303
794.
Did you call the tax place?
He's just now getting the number.
4688, and it's
You will find me. It's not necessarily about me convincing you or you
God,
convincing me. It's something we got to do on our own time, Doc.
that's who you should be talking
I would
to.
encourage you to check out that. Okay, and then listen.
Hey, is Eric available?
You let me know when you got some time. Sit down and visit.
Yeah, Mark Major. I'm with the Tom Martino show. We just have a woman on air right now. Joe, what's her name?
Klein.
Joe Klein, saying that you guys had to amend your taxes or do something, and Eric is not communicating with her anymore. I'm sure she's got some issues I can just tell over the air, but we're just trying to figure out what's going on. She's basically saying you guys haven't filed your taxes.
I have no objection to it. This business sooner or
Thanks.
later.
You're not on air or anything. She's on air right now.
Get out. I mean,
Luckily, I've got plenty of sriracha.
I just need an answer. I'm done.
Yeah.
Going around to people's home, right? 77 days back this the homestead. So you don't have to worry about that. The whole wood is close up, but it's not.
And it's not like you have to ask for it. Those two are dishes are free.
Sue's interrupted Doc, who's about to tell a witness story.
Now they have non-free. food to get, but the majority of their dishes are food. So you gotta check them out too. Yeah, really yummy pork, you know what I mean? Yeah, as yummy as gluten-free fried chicken gonna get, right? I found a good flour alternative that I cooked with. So remember, I
Almond flour.
almond flour does not. I use almond flour. I use the Walmart generic. It's a really good race mix too. And the only thing I really use it for is rice fish tacos. Yeah. I haven't really explored much there. And then there's some Thai food, like Chinese food. I don't know if you use soy or not. Soy is kind of fine.
Who would have thunk there's so much Sue's cannot eat?
Yeah, but it's just not like it's like lots of food. Right. It's a bread or sure. Yeah. People that are just like
MSG does something. Not so I'm sure most Chinese do it. MSG.
I know that there's some. Oh yeah. Yeah. Check out. But yeah, cherry pizza. I had their gluten-free pizza. It's the best gluten-free pizza I know so far. Yes, I know. I told Michael.
There you go, Tom.
I had to sit in my clothes are closet, you know.
On iHeartRadio.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. So let's talk about this apartment complex, Scott. What's going on?
Yes, I received a postcard about 3 months ago from Experian that said that there's been derogatory information on my credit report. And so I sent away for the Bureau report. Apparently, Experian has a separate reporting organization beside the regular credit reporting that we'll see through Experian or through TransUnion or those guys. This is a special leg that they just started.
Okay, but the real issue is not, the real issue isn't this. The real issue is you notice something that bothers you, and it's your apartment complex reporting you late?
Yes, and the reason I'm giving you the foundation of this is that it's not on the regular report. It's on this new extension of what Experian did. So
who uses the new extension? Scott, who uses this new one?
Landlord, the existing property managers and landlords go to this rent bureau through Experian.
Tom, we talked about this. Remember, we had an expert come on. In fact, I remember this very well. During COVID, the government said, hey, we're not going to allow anything to be reported on your credit score.
History.
Yeah,
right.
Well, yeah, but they didn't say that. They said it wouldn't affect your score, but it doesn't matter. As we pointed out with Brent Ivinson, he can go on there when they're looking for a mortgage. They can see that you didn't make payments for 3 months or whatever it is. It doesn't matter if it literally affected the score. The lender can tell what the hell happened. And honestly,
yeah, but in this case, I think, Scott, in this case, you're saying the landlord inaccurately reported you late?
No.
Well, no, it was late because it was ERAP. It was Emergency Rental Assistance Program funds that were coming in, but they weren't dispersed in time. So they agreed to accept these payments, and we both signed agreements, and it came in 3 months later, but everything was caught up. I had to personally pay for the
I get it. Was this because of COVID?
Yes.
Okay.
We've gone down this road's my point, though, because it is late, it's reported as late, and lenders see that it's late, and that's just the reality of it. I mean, I don't know how you fix something like that.
I don't think you can, but what they did, the credit reporting agencies are really doing an okey doke around the government. They're doing, okay, we won't affect the score, but we're sure as hell going to let landlords know.
Yeah,
that's what they're doing.
That's exactly.
But how is this affecting you, Scott?
A new way.
Scott, how is this affecting you?
I don't know yet, but I know that if I go out there and try to move, I re-signed my lease already, but I'm afraid that if I go out and move, they're going to see this and they're not going to lend to me, And
well, I listen. Then they would have to turn down a bunch of people because you weren't the only one this happened to. But as Mark said, I don't think there's anything inaccurate about it. You can't get rid of it. If it's true, it's true.
Let's get one of our lenders on.
It's not a lender he's concerned about. He's concerned about a landlord.
Hi, this is David Nestor, owner of Urban Lights, Denver's largest.
Concerned about a future
I just
landlord.
said that. Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Kurt
Property Mobile.
Kurt Rogers knows everything in and out about credit scores. That's why I said that.
Okay, but what about
Property mobiles.
Yeah, about rentals, because that's the main
That's
deal.
a great idea. Let's see how they pull and get
Ask
their info.
Suze to get that on if she's not.
She could hear.
What?
Property mobiles. See if we can get them on.
Sean
And
Gillian.
then I talked to. I got an update. I talked to the accountant.
Yeah, you did.
Fix It and Art of Granite is the 15 break.
Yes, sir.
Okay, got it.
Shannon's on it like blue bonnet.
Yeah, man. I'm looking up the health benefits of coffee enemas.
Oh, they're great.
All right.
You should have seen the colon blow they gave me on my second colonoscopy.
Oh.
They screwed up my first one. I had to go back in the second. The first one, you drink this stuff. The second, you do not drink it. It goes right up the poop chute. And they're like this. They say, hold on to it as long as you can. That was about 30 seconds, brother. I would tell me I was
I'm morally
safer.
God, that's really good.
He didn't even care his robe was all open. He's walking around the hospital.
We want to hear all of it.
You're leaving a bread trail through the hospital.
No, I got it. Let me tell you, I would have. They said, okay, hold it as long as you can. I'm like, this is no big deal. Then it was like, oh, shit. Oh, no. Then I realized they put a gallon of that crap up you. I was clean as a whistle, though, baby.
It's like having Garage Kings come up here.
They put a new lining in.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing like laying sideways in a hospital bed with the nurse shoving 2 bags of stuff up your ass with your wife watching.
Right.
You know, it made for a great romantic night.
There's websites specifically for that.
Mark.
Yeah.
Do you know that July 1st is the very first time they're lifting mask mandates for New York for Broadway?
I had no idea, but I did notice how quickly you changed the topic of that conversation.
Can you believe it?
I can believe it, actually, man. I thought they were going to try to get them back in the airlines. I think they figured out they're going to have riots.
You know what? They're still trying. They're still trying.
You know, now they're talking this monkeypox. You realize monkeypox is mostly sexually transmitted.
Yeah, but you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, that's
they're
true, I know.
they're requiring butt plugs for flying.
All right.
Can you imagine?
We're disgusting.
Turns out.
Yeah, we're probably not the most normal show out there. Wouldn't it be funny if eventually the entire show was off air like this? There is no other show.
There's, that happened to people today here.
It's 6 people talking about nothing.
It did happen, didn't it? It did happen, didn't
You take the place of Kramer. You could be George.
I don't see him as Kramer. He's a George.
I could be Kramer, right?
Doc could definitely be Kramer.
Yeah, but Doc on roller skates. It's definitely. And it's just a question of whether you or Tom would be Jerry.
I don't think I'd want to be Jerry. I don't think Jerry fits Tom or I, actually. I'm more of a Kramer in a way. Newman. Tom, you're Newman. We've upgraded you. Newman, you realize they only said that a few times in the show? People think they said it all the time.
Said what?
That was
when Jerry gets mad and goes, Newman.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, man.
You're Dr. Tim Watley.
Hey, I wouldn't say this part on air, but our dentist is pretty damn risque, man. Remember Tim Watley had the Penthouse magazines in there. Well, imagine if the actual dentist was in the Penthouse magazines.
Right, right.
I found it shocking. Tom was like, he didn't find it shocking. No, actually, I think you kind of did. You just didn't. You didn't think it'd be good to talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Tom's still there.
Tom just ignores.
I didn't know he was talking to me.
Thinking of me bent over in the hospital.
Silence is golden.
I told you I had my colonoscopy last year. I loved every part of it.
Oh my God! Did you get to reach around?
Did you get to? Were you awake and get to see your insides?
He loved it.
I
Yes.
was awake the whole time.
So cool.
They said I'd be out. They put me on fentanyl both times. I remember 99% of it.
Yep.
What's funny is I don't remember going to the grocery store afterwards and buying chicken.
Or
Suzanne's
shopping
like,
at Costco.
You don't remember walking around and you wanted to find chicken?
Wow.
That's subversive.
Oh, Doc says that wasn't the fentanyl. It
Right.
says something else. Did they put you on fentanyl?
I didn't get anything.
He loved it just as is.
Wow.
I had to go. I had to head up to do a remote.
Baby.
Yeah.
What? They didn't give him anything for his colonoscopy?
No, he said he didn't want anything.
Well, I had to go. I had to drive right away.
He gave. You
Oh.
going up there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Doc is the most inappropriate guy.
Well, he's been up there.
In the midst of a bunch of inappropriate people.
Well, I was thinking the other day, you know, that between him and Uncle Kevin, they both. I got to tell this joke.
And poor Stephanie, just even being in the room, she's like 3 colors of pink.
Doc can't hear me, but between
Doc can't hear anybody.
I'm done. I'll try it Friday. Hopefully Kevin's coming in
Now
Friday.
he's got it on. Oh, I don't think he can go into that mode.
Just remember what I did before you.
Oh, that's right. He only has the on.
But all this stuff is just.
Can you imagine being his patient? He got kicked off of he got kicked off of Match.com. That's my favorite Doc story.
My patients love me. I have patients.
I do believe that.
35 years.
Did you ever have patients, Doc, where you delivered the baby's baby?
That was the best part of my job.
Any time a baby?
No, I never had 3 generations, but I had 2.
2 gens.
I mean, got 3 generations. I had 10 years old.
Well,
No, I had a lot of.
I dated a great grandmother. Wasn't that much older than me.
We would have, I'm trying to think, it's possible, if the woman gives birth at 16, and that 16-year-old has a baby at 15, for example, and then the pattern continues, you could be a great-grandmother at 40.
I dated her.
45.
I dated her. She was 50 years old, the great grandmother. You bet. Hey, here we go.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help a common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hi, Tom Martino here, fighting for you. Solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life a little easier. We're talking about anything near and dear to your heart and pocketbook, including real estate today. We have Frank Duran, the realestateman.com with us. We have Stephanie Thomas with us. Stephanie does real estate mostly in the Pikes Peak area, Colorado Springs and South, and all around the west and east. And then Frank is the Denver metro area along the Front Range here. And things have slowed down a little. They're not panicking, but it's bound to happen with both people fearing a recession and interest rates both. I think it's more than just one or the other.
Hey, Frank. Or I'm sorry, Tom.
Yeah, go ahead.
Stephanie, I just had to point this out. The stats came out. She's with Exit Realty. She's number 3 in the state.
Wow. Wow.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really good.
And guys, I was just reading something. Redfin just laid off 10%. That's got to tell you a lot in your industry.
Yeah, they did. And they rescinded job offers too. And that's a really important thing. A lot of companies are rescinding job offers because they feel like they're not going to need the employees. And again, this low unemployment is a definite signal of a coming recession, not the opposite. So when Biden gets on and brags about the low unemployment rate, what he's saying is, I mean, I know it sounds crazy. It's not right. I mean, that's not a good thing for the economy. There has to be balance. The best unemployment rate where the country buzzes the most is 4.5% to 5.5%. And if you look at it historically, you'll find that. Okay, now let's go to the phones. And I also want to know, though, if anyone has any real estate calls or questions. So is it, here's what I want to know. Are there still deals out there? Are there still fix and flippers? I can't even imagine. Guys, or Stephanie, Frank, are there fix and flips?
Tom, I still don't see a lot of fix and flips. From time to time, we'll run into some. I sold one a while back that was definitely a fix and flip, but not at the rate we were seeing back in the day in 2007, 2008, 9, 10, 11.
And they're bringing probably big prices, right?
Sure. I mean, a lot of times you get investors too getting in bidding wars, and one particular one we sold, which was definitely a fixer, that became a bidding war and sold it well over the asking price, even as is.
Hey, Tom, I forgot to tell you this. We had a call last week. Guy was about to lose his house in foreclosure, auction date set, the whole bit. We reached out as a long pass, and Frank grabbed that ball, man, in the end zone, and it looks like Frank literally is going to keep this guy out of foreclosure.
That's really good.
It's
That's
unbelievable.
Really Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Let's keep going here, and you have an update now. Joe, she called and said, hey, I went to a tax preparer, and I didn't feel right about it, so I scheduled it to be redone, and they haven't redone. They haven't refiled them yet. They say they're done. I signed and everything, but they haven't filed them. And I can't imagine they would just sit there on their desk without simply filing them.
Well, there's a lot more to it.
Well, go ahead.
So a couple things. I talked to Eric over there. The first preparer actually did everything completely right. This is according to Eric, she did not have all the information. She found additional stuff that maybe she donated or whatever it was. So she brought more additional information back, and it was because of her, not them, that they had to modify the tax return. And he didn't charge her 1 penny for the second one, but he's got a lot on his plate, and as soon as he can get to it, he's going to do it. He's not going to charge her anything. But when she went to the back of the line, that's kind of how it went down. But he sounded like he was being very straight up to me. He also sounded very stressed, like he's extremely busy, and he can't believe he's got to deal with this, but he came right on and talked, so.
Okay, so what does it mean though? Are they? It doesn't sound like they're even complicated. And so what?
I think it means this. She came in, scheduled the appointment however many days, months in advance, used her time and didn't bring everything in. So he's got another 50, 60, 70, whatever it is to do before he gets back to the free one he's now doing to her.
And we're talking about taxes for 2020 still, right? Obviously.
Not sure.
Or 2021, right? Joe, is that 2021?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And I brought all the material in. However, I did find something, and I asked him, I said, is this too late to add? And he said, no, he would add it. But
that's what he's doing.
Because if he had said no, I would have dropped it. But she had all the paperwork.
Well, when he said he added it,
I gave him the same.
It's fine what you're saying, but you realize they actually filed the first one. That's why they have to do an amended return. He can go back and add it.
Hold on. Did they actually file the first one?
Well, of course, because then that's the only reason you would do an amended.
Okay. So they are going to do an amended.
Okay. Yeah, and with the state, I learned this in the conversation. The state, when you do an amended return, you got to literally mail it in, snail mail. With the feds, I think he was saying you could do it electronically. But it could be a while before she gets a refund from the state for like Tabor or for anything else.
Okay. So I'm sorry. I mean, Joe, you're going to have to wait, or you pick up your taxes and have someone else do an amendment.
Joe, I just think he is really slammed. I don't know how else to put it. He sounded really slammed.
He sounded stressed, huh?
Yeah.
All right. 303.
Okay.
Listen, so what?
I probably lit a little fire under him. He'll probably get to it a little quicker, Joe, but he's not going to charge you anything for it.
Right. So if in August I still haven't had it amended, or
we'll light him up like a bonfire.
No, August is. Listen. I'd say.
Oh yeah, you're right. That's only
what
a couple
difference,
months.
Joe? May I ask something, Joe? Why are you obsessed with this? I mean, how does it affect your life?
It's got to be refund related.
No, I'm asking. What is the What kind of a refund?
Because it was. It was done it was done wrong, and
Not
so
fair,
I had
Joe.
it done right.
I'm asking a question. Yes, the world should be perfect. I agree with you. What I'm asking you now is, if it's filed today, or if it's filed in August, or if it's filed in October, how does that affect your life?
The amended one owes me some money.
Okay, how much?
He wouldn't disclose that, but I know there was a difference.
And how much of a difference, do you know? What did the first one owe you money?
Yes, $300.
Okay, you understand that $300 will still come to you.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah, but it'll still come to you. It's not going to be affected by the amendment. They're not going to stop.
And Joe, your $750 for Tabor here in the state is going to take a while for sure.
Okay.
So I think the difference in taxes, even if it was double, you're going to get the $300, you're going to get the Tabor money. And let's say you have another $200 or $300 coming. Is it really, really worth stressing over that?
I had honestly brought everything in and wanted it prepared.
Joe, we're not disagreeing. We're not disagreeing that it was wrong or that you needed to redo it. We're not disagreeing with you. You keep going back to that. What I want you to do is focus on what difference does this make in your life. An extra $200. Is it dire? Can we get you the money? Can we loan you some? I mean, I need to know what's going on in your life that you're so focused on this.
She's autistic.
Oh, Mark, first of all, that's not the right term. And second of all, that's not necessarily
She's the one that told us that.
Yeah, I understand. You know, and look.
She can't get it out of her mind.
Yeah. Okay, Dr. Major. Thank you.
Okay.
Here's the point.
Thank you.
Joe, the point is this. It's not going to change your life one bit. So just choose to let it go and just enjoy life right now. I mean, put it in perspective, for God's sakes. We're talking, if the second return owes you a couple $100, big deal. Your first return's not, that's being processed. An amendment doesn't stop the first refund.
And if it is dire, we could probably loan you the money.
Yeah, I know it. That's why I don't understand. Now, are you eating cat food? I'm just curious, Joe. Is it bad?
No.
Okay.
I just felt that he had promised me that.
Yes, Joe, and it was wrong. That's right. Yeah, you felt that it should be done.
Right,
Joe. Do you grab onto little things like this every day when there's problems? Do you grab onto it and just grab onto it and let it affect your whole life? My God in heaven, what a beautiful day it is today. Okay, we'll see you, Joe. Have a wonderful life. You're going to get the money. I hope it helped you put it in perspective. Or yeah, it's just. I just don't get it unless it was dire. And if it's dire that you need an extra $200, then it's not the tax problem you have. You have a life problem. There's a really big problem. Mark?
Yes, sir.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Mark Caller, senior benefits. What's going on?
Hello, Tom.
What's going on?
Hey, I'm a field service technician, and I live on my phone from customers, contractors, the office calling me, and I'm in the process right now. I'm getting 20 to 30 of these calls that answer senior benefits and trying to get me, and I can hang up on them. That's easy enough, but it is so many. I mean, 30 calls a day.
Well, I don't understand why you would be getting so many as 30. How old are you?
Going to be 60, 59.
That you shouldn't be getting them at that age. Do you know who they are? Are they the same people every time or different people?
90% of it is the same people, and it's most of the time it's just a recording, and you'll pick up the phone, and all of a sudden you won't hear anything. You hear this little tweak noise in the.
I have caller ID. I have caller ID that identifies things before I pick it up, so I don't bother picking it up. I mean, and I'm busy. Yeah, I'm as busy as anyone.
Tom, there's also a free app called
from
Hiya.
Colorado. It's a 303 number, or it's coming from New York or Jersey or.
But Mark, what I'm saying is, doesn't it say? Don't you have the app that says potential or scam?
Yeah, it's a free
I
app.
get
It's
phone
called
calls
Hiya.
from everybody. No, it doesn't work because it'll say that it's that, and then I look at. I'll send everybody to voicemail.
Hold on, just okay.
And
all right, I get it. Yeah. There, you want to know the truth? There's nothing you can do about it. That's the truth.
Nothing I can do, right?
Nope, not absolutely nothing, unless you want to like put on your thinking cap and you say to yourself, something's got to work because Tom Martino doesn't get any of those calls and he's using an app. So why doesn't the app work for me?
My other phone doesn't get it. My wife doesn't get it. It's just, and like 7 or 8 people in our
Mark,
company.
you don't have the right app. You don't have the right app. I have never gotten a solicitation ever since installing my app.
How can I call the phone number? How can I mean? I've called back these phone numbers.
You don't have to put any phone numbers in whatsoever. The app knows bad phone numbers. It knows hyped phone numbers. It knows spoofed phone numbers. It knows, and it tells you. So potential's this or that, phishing scheme, whatever, and then I don't answer it. Again, Mark, I get it. You're upset. But to throw your hands up and just say, so if you want to throw your hands up, I'm throwing mine up. There's nothing you can do about it. If you're not willing to explore some of these wonderful apps out there that have proven to work with people, then don't, okay? Don't. Now you got the answer you want. There's nothing you can do about it. More coming up.
Chances are you're jamming in your car right now. And since Liberty Mutual customizes car insurance so you only pay for what you need, Limu and I are going to show you some safe car dance moves. Hit it. Everybody, check your blind spots real quick. Now hands on the wheel. Put them 10 in 2 and move your head like a bird do. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
FixMyHome.com. That's the website for Fix It 24/7 for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. The people I use in my home. And I'll tell you what, you will love what they have right now. You can get and replace your old furnace and AC with special financing. Call about that. And they will help you whether or not you need one or both of those systems. They'll remove the old system as well. Now, call 720-526-3939 if you need replacements. Now, if you want to prevent a replacement, get it checked out for just $39. You don't beat their practical refurbishment for $39 for your air or $39 for your furnace, whichever is giving you trouble. They'll look over the entire system and give you a diagnosis of what, or just give you a clean bill of health. Whatever it is, $39 for a complete clean adjustment and going through. That's 720-526-3939. I like when you can call a company and you can ask on the phone a price, and they don't hem and haw. They give you a price. That's what I love about the Art of Granite. The Art of Granite Yeah. That's Mitch Floria and his team. If you call and you ask for your estimate, they'll tell you. Just give them some measurements and what you want. You don't have to have granite. He'll do any natural stone. He'll do any man-made material, and that is theartofgranite.com. Call for your price. It's a beautiful showroom in Golden. You can go there after you get your price. You can pick out whatever you want. Wholesale on all materials. Tear out and haul away is free. The bathroom's free when you do the kitchen. 303-386-5919.
Lori Shane, a liberal. Someone smoking too much weed at Kirkmeyer headquarters. Lori Saines, the A-rated conservative and undefeated fighter for taxpayers, running to stop Biden's Marxist agenda. Kirkmeyer, she lied and raised taxes after pledging not to. Then Kirkmeyer joined Polis, Caraveo, and other Democrats to make the woke Juneteenth holiday a paid day off for Colorado state employees. That's why Kirkmeyer got an F Liberty score, and why Kirkmeyer got an F rating from the Colorado Union of Taxpayers. Lori Saine, the 100% A-rated conservative fighter for Congress. Barb Kirkmeyer, rated F for fake.
I'm Lori Saine, Republican for Congress. I'm a fearless advocate for freedom and our conservative values. Others may try and sound like me, but I'm the only one with a proven record of fighting for freedom. I approve this message. And
At least there was no F-bombs.
Right.
Lord's got to have some respect.
You know, this app that I have on my phone, it never fails as far as finding whatever they say. They
Finding scam calls.
Yeah, really good.
No, not at all. Plus, if anything went out that shouldn't, I just say, hey, that was Frank. Frank, I had a guy one time
How much time
on.
do I have, Shan?
What's that?
How much time do I have?
2 minutes, 2.5.
He said,
2.5.
He said, fuck. And then, right after, he goes, oh, shit. I just said, fuck. And they both went out, but it was a very late night show, so they got a
Tom
little
only said it the other day, remember?
I said shit to you. Hey, Tom, I forgot. I got so fired up on Friday. I don't know if it was Shannon or Aaron, but they had to bleep me.
Once with Jay Marvin, Chris Olinger came in and said, guys, the delay is being worked on. You really got to watch everything today.
Oh,
It
I
was
bet
out of
that
the rack.
helped.
Immediately, and I really don't think he did it on purpose. I think he's just insane, you know. We're watching TV and he says, look at this Ron Zappolo. That fucking guy.
Oh.
So, dude,
Went straight out.
bro, I said, Chris was just in here and said, nah, what are you doing? I don't have a dump button.
What did Olinger do?
Went nuts on him.
Oh, my God. And it had to be about a local guy, right?
Yeah, hammering Ron Zappolo. Come on.
Hey, Tom, I'm going to send you a link. I want you to pull it up, and we're going to talk about it. It's the craziest damn thing, but it's all there.
I got a couple of people to put on the calendar. Okay, Jay Brett's once.
Is he back? Is he back from?
No, I just have him on. I'm getting him on the. Oh, he sent me pictures. Ooh, from Majorca, wherever.
Mallorca.
Mallorca. Okay. Oh, look at him. That's
he took
cool.
over a month.
Oh, that's gorgeous. I want to go to Switzerland.
Is that where he's at now?
No, that's just where I want to go. Oh, this is. Oh my gosh.
He was staying in.
Common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Garage Magic for your magical garage coatings. 720-600-HOME. A lifetime warranty. All highly trained, insured employees. No subs used. This guy goes in and does a beautiful job for your garage floors, walkways, patios, 720-600-HOME, GarageMagic.com. So, again, we getting back to this guy that he kind of was trying to shut down everything, every suggestion we made. So I don't know what he wanted to hear about all these solicitations being done on his phone. I know it's a pain in the ass. It's terrible. But I used to think those apps don't work until I found this one, and I don't even know the name of it. I mean, it was sent to me by AT&T and said, you know, install this. And I've never had another. I mean, I could have bad calls if I pick them up. They say potential spam or phishing, or it's amazing how accurate. Now, Doc, you kept chiming in, giving us the name of an app. Where did you find your app?
A friend told me it's called Hiya, Hiya, and it's been great for me.
Hiya?
Correct.
Okay, good. And it identifies every call?
It blocks a lot of them, and a lot of times I just see potential scam.
Yeah. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to explore more about the economy and real estate. And we know that we have a lot of people who are being aced out of the housing market. We're told every time the interest rates go up. But you're saying what you're seeing, Frank Duran, the real estate man, and Stephanie Thomas, and Stephanie is in the Colorado Springs area and Pueblo. Are we seeing, we're not seeing anything stay on the market a long time though, right? You're just saying that maybe you don't have as many offers as you had, but you still get them sold. So what would be the average time on market, would you say, from the stuff you guys have been seeing?
Tom, I'd say the last 6 we just put under contract in the last week, majority of them we were under contract within about 3-4 days. I'd say about 4 days max. There was one exception to the rule that took a little longer, but we still got that one over asking. We still have an inventory problem at this point. It's just not as extreme as what we saw, maybe a couple months before.
So when it goes on the market, people can go that quickly and see it, or do they put an offer sometimes sight unseen?
Sometimes sight unseen, but I always tell my sellers, be careful with those because the sight unseens tend to have a higher rate of fallout, Tom. So we do get some sight unseen. The majority of them are people that actually went in to see the property. We did have one lady, though. This was incredible. She'd called me, I think it was from Carolina, and she said she saw our video online, was going to fly out to Colorado, and this was incredible. She asked how many offers you had. At the time, I think we had about 9 offers. She paid $123,000 over asking, cash. And at first, it seemed too good to be true, but she literally flew into Colorado, saw the home, and just right off just from seeing it online.
And Stephanie, what would you say your percentage of sight unseens?
I also advise against sight unseens, just telling my clients the risks and benefits. We do a lot of online marketing for my listings as well, but you ultimately run that risk with a buyer showing up and something, not sitting right with them that the online marketing may not have shown, whether it's, proximity to another property or some small detail that they didn't see. So that's always a little bit risky. I typically see a lot of in-person showings. If I have out-of-town clients, I'll do a lot of virtual walkthroughs with my clients. I'll have them on, Skype or FaceTime or something like that where they can ask questions. I can turn and show them 360s. We can look under cabinets, things that they would do if they were in person.
Oh, that's cool. Hey, now, Mark, you sent me a contract.
Hold on. Let me say one thing about what you were just talking about. The interest rate, I looked this up the other day. So if you want to take a 3% interest rate on the mortgage and then what they could qualify their payment-wise or cash flow-wise compared to a 7%, which is basically where we're going to be, it is absolutely incredible. At 3%, that average payment, I think it's a $350,000 mortgage, is about $1,400 a month. At 6.9 or 7%, that is almost $2,500 a month, which all of a sudden the house that you could qualify for or the payment, Tom, 5 months ago, you simply cannot qualify it anymore. It's crazy. And that same 4% difference over a 30-year period, which I agree most people don't do, creates an additional $360,000 in nothing but interest you paid. It's remarkably different.
Wow. So What about this rental agreement?
Okay, listen to this. This call was crazy last week. So mother calls in, her son was going to rent one of these rooms. And the only reason I know a lot about this is Addie's going into one. So at a lot of college places, instead of being in the dorms or renting your own apartment, they have turned apartment complexes or built them with 3 rooms and then a common area everybody shares. So you can picture that, right? So you have
like 3 people to 1 apartment.
3 people, 1 apartment. They each have their own, generally their own bathroom, their own room, but then they share the kitchen and say the washer dryer. So this kid signs this lease. The people, it's actually even stranger enough. We had Bradley O'Brien on. It's actually not a lease because of how strange it is, but we're going to call it a lease for argument's sake. So the kid signs it, and then they call him up. They sign it, he signs it. Then they call him up and say, hey, we got to have your guarantor. So he goes to his parents to sign. His parents, like smart people, say there's no way we're signing that. We're not sticking our neck out on this 1, 2, 3 lease or whatever it is. So he never gets the keys, and he never gets possession of it because he didn't get a guarantor. They have since dung his credit big time, and they kept the deposit that he put down of, I think it was $1,000 or.
But he was in breach, right?
He was in breach because if you read it, once again, it's not a real lease, but in there, it's like paragraph 2 or something. I wanted you to see it because a lot of people with kids going off to college, they'd never catch this. It actually says that they can request a guarantor that has to be up to their standards, basically at any time, period, end of story. So by him not having one that was up to his standards, they simply said, okay, we're keeping your deposit, we're not giving you the key, and by the way, we're going to ding your credit. It's just a remarkably bad deal for kids. This kid's 19 years old. Now, the reason this all came up, this all happened 3 years ago. He can't even rent an apartment now because of this.
Wow, that's crazy.
And it ties in with that last one we were talking about.
Are they interested in punishment here? They kept his deposit. How much was the deposit?
I think it was $900.
I mean, if they kept his deposit, is there any way we can negotiate them to take down that credit thing? I mean,
I don't know, but it says right here, resident agrees to provide either of the following within 7 days after signing and prior to move-in. Number 1, a signed guarantee by an acceptable guarantor or prepayment of the final 2 installations indicated above. And right below that, he signed. He initialed that exact page. These kids don't read anything. That's one of the problems. We've talked about it. Why they don't teach a kid in high school getting ready to turn 18 or 18 about the basics of renting something or buying a car is just not cool, man. They teach them how to bake. They teach them how to bowl. They teach them how to do crappy artwork they'll never do, but they don't teach them how to do anything real life.
Or how to register a car, or what insurance is for and what insurance you need. There is no real life curriculum. I've been harping on that for 45 years.
Tom, I think they just started doing that in Florida. DeSantis
I read that actually.
And I think in Florida now high schools are having a life class.
We could put together a curriculum that would take less than let's just say 1/4 of a semester that would teach the basics in such a great way they'd actually, it would be entertaining and they'd learn. But these schools don't care about that. They rather, I don't even want to get into it.
Yeah. Well, schools, you're right, though. They don't teach anything relating to life. They do a pretty good job with what they do teach. I would like schools to be neutral as far as political bend.
That will never happen.
I mean, there's no reason for them to indoctrinate kids.
Did you see what the Supreme Court did yesterday or the day before?
As far as tuition?
Yeah, so it looks like, it's pretty much set in stone. There's got to be some more suits brought, but vouchers can be used for virtually any kind of school now.
No, that's what they're projecting this to mean.
Correct.
It was really simply one school district, and they weren't giving out.
Correct, but this sets the precedent big time.
Tuition assistance was only for secular schools, they said, and the Supreme Court says you cannot do that.
We are way over.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we are way over. We got more coming right up.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeartRadio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Our American Stories podcast.
Looks like the drama continues throughout the Denver Metro on the roads and freeways after a busy morning. I-25 north and southbound showing posted speeds into and out of downtown. Up on the north end of town, I-76 westbound between Federal Boulevard and Sheridan, we've got an accident in the left lane with stop-and-go traffic starting at Pecos. And east from there, I-270 westbound just north of Vasquez, we've got another accident. No word on lane blockage, but we are seeing stop-and-go traffic from Quebec. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies today with a high of 88. Tomorrow, even warmer with a high of 90, but with isolated thunderstorms out there. The current temperature in Denver is 77 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Abraham Lincoln is known for many things, whether it's his skills as a statesman or even simple things like his stovepipe hat. But the turning point in his life came after a wrestling match. Be sure to listen to this week's edition of Our American Stories on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, do you know what IICRC is? Neither do other people know when it comes to restoration. It's the Institute of Inspection, Cleaning, and Restoration Certification, and you're not going to find many restoration companies that have that. You're also not going to find restoration companies that have EPA approvals or certification for asbestos and black mold and all of the dangerous stuff they have to eradicate. That's because they don't bother to get it done. But at American Restoration 24/7, you have it all. You have a company that has all of the certifications, the knowledge, the know-how, and the honesty and ethics to do the job right. And just because your insurance pays, don't discount that. Your insurance is only going to pay once. You could be left with a mess. Get the right company right up front, 8337-AM-REST. That's 8337-AM-REST, or online at amrest247.com. You know, a popular trend now is to use equity in your home to stay in your home and hire assisted living. It's wonderful. And Approval Reverse can help you do just that. They'll counsel you through a reverse loan. Of course, it's always great if you have a lot of equity, but some people do it just to get out of their payment. So whether you need extra cash, a line of credit, you want to stay in your home, you want to fix it up, or you just want to stop a payment, Approval Reverse can help you. Joan Sullivan and her team I've known for years and years. ApprovalReverse.com, 303-771-3528.
Hello, this is Kurt Cambier with Centennial Capital Partners. Government spending making you nervous? Find out what we think. Give us a call.
I couldn't believe he was back in the building. Yeah, they wouldn't let Spence back in, I guarantee it.
Who was back?
Dave Lauer. Dave Lauer came in today. I couldn't believe they let him in the building.
What did he say?
Oh, he's just saying goodbye.
You know, his life, very few people I can say this about, his life was that job.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. I'm really married to this thing.
No, was he devastated at all? Do you know?
No, he just said in a little bit of shock, but...
Got to sleep in this morning.
Yeah.
You know, what you think, what would a guy like that who's done this literally his whole life, what does he fucking go do, if anything?
I think he's in his 70s.
Right.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Can you imagine being in your 70s or almost 70s still doing this?
You really have to have been throwing your life away. That's the truth. Unless you can do it from home like a big shot, that'd be the best part.
That would be the best. We got to figure out how to do phones remotely, Tom, and we're just going to be remote, bro.
Oh, my God. I think I can figure it out.
That's all.
Well, please do.
I want to do this job from a love swing.
You know, Mark, that other board we have takes phones, right?
It takes only like one or two. We got to figure out, there's got to be something that you can plug in, and we can have 5-6 phone lines, voice over IP, then we just forward whatever numbers were given out. 303.
Or put them over access. Why not put the voice over IP on an access?
If they did one upgrade.
You'd have it come to you. You'd have the calls come to you.
Right.
Right to you.
But they would be piped in through an access for
Because you guys would be on access, you just bring it up on your board.
We basically have a phone plugged into the line 2 of the access for the phone call.
I've done remotes like that where we had.
But wait a minute. How do you keep people on hold though?
No. You got to picture a
So you have
phone.
your own laptop that's doing that.
Yeah, just picture a phone, just like we have here in the studio. But when you pipe it in, it's going right into that access point you're using, the Comrex. So when line 1 comes up, it goes into line 2 on the Comrex, and the caller's up.
Yeah, but what about the other person that called?
No, like I said, it would be a phone system just like we have here. It would have 5 lines blinking.
Oh.
And you would pick whatever one.
But they call to my computer?
Essentially, they'd call to this same number. It'd get forwarded to Sue's.
It would get
screen the call.
That's right.
And then you'd punch it up as you want it on your end.
It would go directly in. It would go just like we're doing here. It would go directly to Suzanne. She would put it on hold. She would put it into our call screener, and then you would simply hit 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 to go to that call.
Yeah.
We just got to do it. I mean, really, I think Comrex actually makes something like that.
Then we'd have to use the other call screener.
No, we wouldn't. We would use the same one we got right now.
But you'd have some other thing that would allow you to hit the call. I don't know that this Google Sheet would tie into any sort of phone system.
No.
There's still a physical thing you have to hit. Oh, crap, we're back.
Yep, we're back.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So let's go to Brittany, and she called in yesterday, and Smarty Marty took this, and I really thought they were being mean, or it sounded like they were being mean. I'm trying to find the call right now, but is Brittany the name she used for some reason?
Yeah, it was the apartment being renovated, Tom.
I know. For some reason, maybe I didn't write it down, but here's the bottom line. They wanted her out at the end of the lease, and she said, okay, but I found another place, and I'd like to leave a month early, and they're being nasty. They said, no, you got to stay right to the end of the lease, and it's kind of like, in my opinion, even though they have probably a right to do it, it's kind of mean-spirited. I mean, she just wanted to get out a little early. So, what's going on? Brittany?
Hi, Tom. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your help. So Marty had gotten in touch with, after quite a few attempts and emails and a few different phone calls, they had returned his call and said that they were going to go ahead and honor the last month of my lease with no penalty. So they went ahead and emailed me back, returned my email from last week confirming that there would be no penalty. So you guys helped me out, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So now you can rent that other place, right?
Well, now I'll be out, yes, and I'll be in my new apartment on July 13th. So
good. And I didn't see Smarty Pants, Deputy Smarty Pants, Marty, I didn't see any reason for them to hold her right to the last day of the lease, and it did seem mean-spirited to me unless she misunderstood. What did you find out?
According to management, they let her know a week ago that they're going to give her what she wanted. So it apparently maybe the email didn't get to her, but they said, yeah, no problem. It was really...
but that's not the first... Go ahead, Brittany.
I was going to say that the only email that they sent me was saying, you may drop off your keys on July 13th, and then I wrote back.
Okay, so there was
there will be no penalty,
miscommunication.
and that's when they did not respond.
Yeah, but not the communication they claimed. And that's water under the bridge. Right. But the point is, Marty, we've heard this before. How many times have you called a place or Deputy Doc or Deputy Dollar? They call a place, and the place says, oh, we were going to do that anyway.
That's very possible. I mean, maybe the Martino show expedited them.
Maybe not, but we hear it a lot. So I'm really happy for Brittany. That's the bottom line. That's really cool. Thank you. Hey, and I got to use my dinger. Yes.
Yeah,
I'm very thankful. Thank you so much for helping me.
Okay,
now
that's
you
Brittany,
keep in
and
mind,
thanks. You working on anything else, Smarty Pants?
Yeah. There's an update of yesterday's case regarding the Hyundai seepage issue.
Yeah, they said it didn't rise to the level of a leak that should be taken under warranty.
So I called Jeff at Kimmer Mark Major gave me the idea.
Yeah.
And Jeff said that if the guy brings it over, he'll look at it at no charge and determine if there's a leak or not. In the meantime, the consumer had reached the general manager who I was dealing with, and the consumer one time worked for this guy, and apparently they seem to be working out the problem. The general manager is looking into more insurance possibilities. I don't know what the result will be, and I'm not sure what he means by more insurance possibilities.
This will be cut and dry, man. I mean, it's either leaking or it's not, you know, Marty?
Well,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the business. But he said he's holding off going to Jeff until the general manager gets back to him, because if the general manager fixes it, there's no reason to go to Jeff.
I agree, but let's not forget this guy is at about 2,000 miles away from it definitely being a no.
Well, he'll know within, today or tomorrow. He'll know. From what I understand, that's how quickly they'll either resolve it or not. And then if it's not resolved, he knows he can go to Jeff. Which, yeah, as you say, if Jeff finds it, it's cut and dry, yes or no. It's leaking or it's not leaking. So
yeah, that's good. Thank you. We do appreciate that. And one of the things do I have to take another break already, by the way? Because I'm behind.
Like now.
All right, let me just do it right now. Come right back.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Blindster.
Looks like the drama continues throughout the Denver Metro on the roads and freeways after a busy morning. I-25 north and southbound showing posted speeds into and out of downtown. Up on the north end of town, I-76 westbound between Federal Boulevard and Sheridan, we've got an accident in the left lane with stop-and-go traffic starting at Pecos. And east from there, I-270 westbound just north of Vasquez, we've got another accident. No word on lane blockage, but we are seeing stop-and-go traffic from Quebec. Fox 31, pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies today with a high of 88. Tomorrow, even warmer with a high of 90, but with isolated thunderstorms out there. The current temperature in Denver is 77 degrees. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Do you need new blinds or shades? Blindster.com offers custom-made blind shades and shutters shipped directly to you at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are easy to install and guaranteed to fit. Don't overpay for new blinds. Shop Blindster today and save big. Blindster.com.
You know, years ago, when I started Referralist.com, the first roofer, Excel Roofing on Referralist.com. I love the way they do business. No money down, not a cent. You don't pay a cent until you're content. That's what they say. Plus, they just had a way of doing things with a project manager and no money up front and very detailed contracts to make a consumer feel very comfortable. In fact, if a consumer changed their mind before they started the job, they didn't sock them with any penalties. They were just a cut above all the rest of the people. 303-761-6400. They still carry on that tradition. ExcelRoofing.com, as in excellent, E-X-C-E-L. In business 30 years, Jay Bretz is still the owner, always accessible. They also have a repair department, so they go out and patch and repair. They live up to all of their warranties. They even do free gutter cleaning for people, for seniors. So give them a call or check them out at excelroofing.com, 303-761-6400.
Hi guys, are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and thinking of pills? Well, today, Wednesday,
If I knew who the friend was, I know the answer. So I'm going to acknowledge. Did you say something?
Oh, just that you can all talk now.
Okay, perfect. I don't know the answer to that, but if you tell me about the friend, I'll know the answer.
Boy, whatever that means.
He was just negative about it.
He was negative
about it. Set him up with a link, invite him to dinner, and then stand him up. Stop answering his calls or break up.
Break up with him? Who was the friend, though?
I remember what he looks like. I remember his name.
God, that's a weird one. The first three were weird.
That was like in the first couple seasons.
All right.
What was the woman's name that rhymed with a body part?
Mulva.
Thank you.
No.
It wasn't Mulva, though. What was it?
Victoria.
Victoria.
Yeah.
Dolores.
No, Dolores. Not
Dolores.
Dolores. It rhymes with the female body part.
Oh, that was the best.
You never watched Seinfeld? No. Here's one. In the episode The Invitations, Kramer keeps referring to Susan George's fiance by the wrong name.
Oh, it's not Becky. It's oh God, and she doesn't want him at the wedding. Oh, what the hell?
And when she dies, he goes, poor. You got her.
I can't think of her name. Oh my God, poor Dina. Or God, what was her name?
You'll get it.
Yeah, if you read it, I'll get it.
Susie, Amanda, Lily, or Tori.
Lily. Poor Lily. Kramer wants to be part of the wedding. What is Newman's profession? That's easy.
Mailman. No, I still don't know.
Oh, here's an old one. This one's hard, guys. Real hard. Which of the following is stolen from Jerry's apartment in the episode The Robbery? I can picture it perfectly, but state-of-the-art portable grill, a borrowed CD player, a leather jacket, or his mother's wedding band?
Leather jacket.
That's it.
Leather jacket. Yep.
The episode described the lady reveals she has the standard fake phone. She gets out.
Yeah.
What does it spell? Which button?
I don't know what it spells, but it goes to the bed place, the off-track betting. And when he's in the off-track betting, they're like, Elaine! We know Elaine! I'm going to guess it spells bets. What's it spell? No Elaine.
Guys,
Yeah.
when Kramer had an extra big dresser of drawers,
Oh, put those on so you can hear Tom. Yep.
when Kramer had an extra large chest of drawers, what did he do?
He put the Japanese in his drawers.
He rented them out.
Oh, I remember that.
And remember, he thought they said, but they had 1 million yen. He's like, that's, you don't even know what a yen is. That's like $104.
I can hop out on.
Who made a list of excuses in order to avoid spending time with a childhood friend?
I'd say Jerry.
Yep, Jerry. Oh, it's the same damn thing. Mail unbonding. Yeah, that's weird. Same type question.
What awkward situation does Jerry find himself in during the episode of the Chinese restaurant?
He runs into his parents.
An iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, are we looking for a bicycle for someone, Suze?
Oh,
Yeah, we are, Tom.
Tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on.
So I don't know if you remember from a few weeks ago, we had a lady call for a 19-year-old kid who had no birth certificate.
Yes.
And so I've been working with him in the state of Texas to get him a birth certificate. In the meantime, he has to kind of work under the table, and he doesn't have a way to get from where he lives to work, and his parents are urging him to move out now. They don't want to help. And so since he can't get a license, Tom, the best I can do is put the word out to maybe get him a bicycle if there's anybody out there who has one laying around they don't want anymore. He's 19.
Where do these parents live?
They live in Superior.
And what kind of parents? I mean, really, to start their kids off with no identity whatsoever.
Ass is.
And then not to help them at all to get a job.
They're afraid of getting in trouble, I guess. You missed it, Tom, but one of his sister's boyfriend's dad listens to the show and heard us talking about him, and then he called the show wanting us to help the sister. Now, the sister doesn't want our help right now, but Bray definitely needs our help. He needs to get a birth certificate.
They're not abusing these kids, are they?
I don't think so, but that will be getting looked into before too long. I'm just trying to work with the birth certificate and get this kid a bicycle.
So all of their kids they've had at home with no documentation whatsoever and never
6 of the 10 of them have birth certificates. 4 of them do not.
And the 4 that do not have no documentation whatsoever.
None. The state doesn't even know they exist. They're homeschooled. It's just crazy, Tom. So if there's anyone out there who might have a bike, help at troubleshooter.com.
Yeah, not a little kid's bike. The kid's 19, like a 10-speed, something
No,
you can...
whatever. Yeah, that would
to
be
and
good.
from work.
Okay.
And he has a job. He does have a job. He works his ass off.
Help at troubleshooter.com. Help at troubleshooter.com. Or feel free to also call 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. And, of course, you can call that number with any help, information, or referrals you need, and we'll get back to you every time. More coming up. I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino.
For Ideal Home Loans. When are you guys hitting Florida?
October.
It'll be really nice here in October.
That's why we moved it.
Troubleshooter Show, what is your first name? Joan, hi. In a sentence or less, what would you like to talk to Tom about on the show today? Oh, did you need help with something? Because if so, that's where we would start. But if you need a referral, I can help you off the air.
Likes it?
Yeah.
Does he cashier?
Okay, what kind of referral do you need?
Oh, wow, okay.
Avery just applied yesterday at Walmart.
Cool. Different one?
Oh,
no, same
my
one. She
goodness.
applied to different.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she just
What area of town do you live in? Okay.
They've been so good to Miles, it's crazy.
Oh,
has looked good.
let me give you Black Widow Exterminators,
Fuck, he's gonna
okay?
pull down-
If he
he'll
doesn't
pull
do
down
it,
110
ask him
this
for a referral. But I'm pretty sure he does. Hang on. Let me get you his number.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, though. As soon as they're on
Black
salary,
Widow.
boy. Yeah, but then that's where the money builds fast, man. They'll go from that 110.
Okay,
He's
their
probably
phone
2
number is
years out
303
from, what they call a store
797
lead, maybe even a year out. I mean, you're talking
8640.
180 plus bonus. Now you're breaking. He'll be making over
You're
200.
so welcome, Joan. Bye-bye.
It's that fast, too. And then once you work out of the
Going to be
store,
sniffing 200 a year?
Who?
He's talking about Miles being a store lead.
He's getting there quick. He's already making a pile of money at 22. Kid needs to move out.
the benefits, everything's great. Now they give him free Walmart clubs.
And the Broncos. Be good.
Well, especially in a busy store like
Troubleshooter
this.
Show, what is your first name?
Like his bonus this year, his salary's probably going to be about 80
Yeah.
to 82. His
We sure
bonus
are.
will be in the 30s.
Wow.
Probably
Okay.
high 30s.
That's pretty awesome.
And that's one check. That's we make him save half of it too. He's going to have a couple hundred. Fuck, you need a couple $100,000 to buy a house around here.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's just, it's amazing. People go, oh, you know, Walmart, there's
But
such
the
a
front
bad stigma
forks
about
need to be
They are
replaced.
so fucking good. And if you want to get
I wonder how
transferred in,
expensive that would be.
no big deal. But the ladder, it's never ending. That's what's kind of cool. I mean, ending CEO.
Mike, can I have your phone number and call you back about this? I want to run this by Mark. What's your phone number? Okay.
She got her license recently.
I bet
Oh, you
gets
cut
her
out.
number.
719.
Make sure to drop her brother's name.
Okay.
If she's working hard, that's a great reference.
And can you
This
can
kid's
you tell me
working
the
his
name
ass
of the
off.
bike again? The electric bike? You spelled it a little fast for me.
And then once they get, I'll tell you what
And
it
you
took.
said the
Once
front
Miles got a
forks,
little taste of management,
Forks, need to be
his first
replaced
kind
on
of
them.
management was over the cashiers. That's still an hourly thing.
Sure.
They call it, I forget what they call it now. They change the name so often. But when he got his first just taste of management, the good, bad, and the ugly about it, he just took off. He loves it. He loves managing people.
Oh, now he's Stanford.
I love Matt.
Yeah.
He was in last week. We got to have him in again. We missed a lot with him, but we have another. Hey, Tom, are you listening? We had, I'm not going to say names.
And it
but
has charger and
we
all of
had a
that to go with
public
it.
adjuster tell this
Okay.
guy too
I'm
bad.
going to
so
talk
sad,
to
I
Mark. Give
can't
me a
get
day
you
or so.
anything.
Are you in the Springs, by the way, or are you in the Denver
Reach
Metro?
out to me. I can't believe you guys talk about this guy. He never
Okay, Mike,
calls me
thank you
back,
for
blah,
reaching
blah,
out.
blah.
Let me talk to him and see if
So I
that's
called
something
up
we can
Matt.
explore then. So you're
Within
thinking
1
it's about
week,
going to,
Matt
if
got
they
him a
do
new
have to be
roof.
replaced, it's
20
about
grand.
$140.
1 week. The other guy, 6 months, told him, man, I can't get anything done.
Okay.
It's fucking shameful.
Gotcha.
No.
Gotcha,
I
man.
let
I'll be
Matt
back in touch. Give me a day or two. Thank you.
I guess my point is not all public adjusters are the same.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
There is an art to it. What's up, A-Rod? How are you, man? You getting ready for the Avs game?
Yeah, I'm nervous. I hate game fours when your team is up 2-1.
He's going to be, Tom, A-Rod's going to be at the game this week. He's working the game 5. Yeah, I know. You should have seen him. He was all dressed up. What was it, game 1 or 2, A-Rod?
That was game 1.
Yeah, that must have been a blast, dude. Hey, who's the chick with the mask all the time on ESPN? That drives me insane.
Emily Kaplan. They're telling everyone if you get close to players, they will ask you that you mask up.
There's one person in the whole damn place with the mask, and it's her.
She's consistently like interviewing the coaches during the game and talking to players and stuff. So
But does
they
she
ask
wear
us
that? So when she's just on set, she's not wearing it?
I don't know. I mean, they say if you get basically their rule of thumb is if you get close to players or coaches, please wear one.
Yeah, you're in the Pepsi Center.
Like the press conferences that we were in for that game 1, like if you get close, they ask that you.
I just can't believe they're still doing that.
Yeah. Hey Tom, you there? Does he hear me?
Yeah, he's in the background.
Okay. I don't know what access he's on here. He was like,
Joe's on now saying if we spend more money, we'll get out of this. We'll get out of this possible
Lynn.
recession. Hi.
It's Suze with the Tom Martino Show. How are you doing?
And we're going to
Can I
suspend
catch you at a bad
the
time?
gas tax, 18 cents. Hey, that's it, guys. We can all go back to our normal way of living. Old
okay.
Joe stepped in.
Well, all I was going to tell you is I got your voicemail
18
about the
cents.
roofing
So
issue.
when it goes up
First thing to do is
34
get you on the
cents,
show via
it'll actually
telephone.
only go
We're
up
live 10 to
16
2.
cents
I
or
can put you
17
on
cents.
my call list for a different day, but there is generally a hold time. Did you want me to call you a certain day to talk about this so we can get you some help and advice?
To ever do. Obama said,
What day works for you?
what?
We're live 10 to
If
2
we did
Monday
that,
through
we'll all
Friday.
just sit around patting each other on the back like we made a difference. It's for nothing more.
Can I call you around
than,
10 a.m.?
Show. And then who's doing it? Old Joe.
Okay, plan
Good
to hold,
job, old
okay? We
Joe.
got a busy show every day, okay? Yeah, via telephone, you'll just tell Tom exactly what's going on, see how we can help you out.
I honestly
Okay,
hope
talk
Trump
to you
does not run
Friday.
again.
Bye-bye.
I'd vote for him
Happy
over
lunch.
anybody, but I hope DeSantis starts getting the nod. But right now, he's got the party vote, man.
Yeah.
He got 80 million votes. That's more than any Republican ever got. Or, besides, I guess, Joe, more than anybody got. I'm dying to see who runs on their side, Frank. I mean, God, that's the one I can't figure out. Harris couldn't win in a million years.
Biden's
Joe
going to
can't
run.
win. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, he will.
I don't think so, man.
Well,
I don't even think his own party will put him up.
I'm on 3.
It's like the Carter days.
Tom's reminded me when he said, "Oh, Trump, there's no way he could win." Remember those days? Did you see what Biden's doing right now live, though, Tom? Oh, we're going back up.
Welcome to the show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. This show brought to you by this hour, RealCBDThatWorks.com, Panacea Life Sciences in Golden. If you ever want to visit them, or you can just go to a kiosk at the mall or the airport, or go to the website I give you, RealCBDThatWorks.com. And order your gels or your cosmetics, anti-inflammatory properties, anti-anxiety, anti-pain, wonderful stuff. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Let's, oh, by the way, if you put Tom in the promo code at realcbdthatworks.com, you get 30% off. All right, now we're taking calls with your problems, questions, and complaints. If you have any questions about real estate, we have Frank Duran, the real estate man, with us right now also, and Stephanie Thomas. And Frank, the market valuations that you do for people, are they surprised? Because you tell them, you give them an analysis on what their house will sell for in the current market with the current conditions. Are they surprised?
Sometimes, Tom, I'll tell you, I'll give you a real good example because this is when we're closing this morning. You know, he actually had an appraisal done before we listed the home because it's an estate sale. So the appraisal came in at a certain price. Zillow said it was worth less than what the appraisal said. We had leveraged the price less than what Zillow said, less than what the appraisal said, but yet we sold it for nearly $100,000 more than the appraisal said.
Oh my God!
And I think once we talked, how the market works and where to hit the sweet spot, I think he understood. I think sometimes people get a little shocked when I show them that, but then when they realize how this all works and comes together, they're very understanding of it.
They want to list at the highest possible price.
Sure, but you can miss. But Mark, it's like, I don't have to tell you this, but it's like an airplane. If you're a few degrees off, you can miss the destination by miles. Pricing works a lot like that, especially in a market like this.
Yeah, because if the worst thing in the world is be on the market too high and have to come down.
Exactly.
We've had, when we walk our dogs, we pass this one house in our neighborhood every day. It looks like a big red barn. It's actually a cool house. It's on a ton of property. It has been for sale, Frank, for 6 or 8 months. And
there's something wrong. Something wrong.
Yeah, eventually it's got to scare people, right? Like, I would start thinking, hey, other people looked at it and the foundation's bad or something's bad.
Yeah, you lose so much leverage doing it that way, Mark. And I think sometimes people, they'll put a price based on emotions or saying, well, I feel my home is worth X. Or sometimes they listen to Zillow too much as well, and it ends up hurting them in the end.
When you were listed mine in Castle Rock, man, I don't mind saying it, I was nervous as hell. I knew I could get at least X for it because of what was going on. And when you first came out and said, we're going to list it for a lot less, man, I was a little scared. But sure enough, you created a frenzy. I mean, we had almost 100,000 people do a virtual walkthrough, and you had 30 legit offers over the weekend.
Right. And I'll give you a real quick one. We had a condo we sold. This is one of many examples. And at the time, the highest sale for those condos, they're all cookie cutter. They look all the same, was for $570. They priced at $550. They sold for $570. They just had closed. I'd suggested that we price at $525. Seller says, let's do it. We end up selling for $616. We got $40,000 more for the same model.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
hey, Tom.
Rich. Yeah.
I have a great idea.
What is it?
Remember last week we got a refund from a caller named Steve when he put a deposit down on a car, and we were able to get him $1,000 back?
Yes.
And he said he was going to donate $500 to our charity fund. How about if we take that money and have Steve buy this guy a bike?
That's not a bad idea. We might actually get one donated.
Well, if we don't get one donated, he'll be happy to buy him a bike because he was going to give us $500 for our charity fund.
Can you even buy an electric bike, Tom, for under $500? You know.
No.
Well,
not
listen,
anything.
guys, speaking of that, I had a gentleman call. He has a brand new electric bike. He tried to put it together. He said all that it needs is a front fork replacement for $150. He says, other than that, it just had a few scratches on it, and it's brand new. If we wanted it.
What, did he get into an accident with it?
No, he said it was part of some sort of return, and then they didn't want it back. And he says that's all it needs. I don't really know. I don't know much about front forks.
Man, if we could have a bike shop fix something like that or get the part, that'd be perfect for this kid because he goes, how many miles is it to work he does every day?
Thornton to Broomfield.
Where?
Thornton to Broomfield, Tom.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
It's bad.
And
but he has to work under the table. He doesn't have many options.
No, his parents, I mean, Suzanne kind of sugarcoated it. We still might need their help, so I'm going to bite my tongue.
One of my good friend's sons own a big bike shop. I guarantee that I can get that front fork fixed for nothing, or I'll pay for it.
Let's get it, Suzanne. Let's get that bike from that guy.
Okay. Wow.
Okay, Rich has a Powerball problem, or he wants to talk about a scam. Rich, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. Hey, I'm a 60-year-old man in Denver generation, so I, for fun, it's been 22 years or some. You've been on the air. I called you back in '98. Okay, to the point. I received a message on my cell phone with a picture. If you have a piece of paper or pencil,
and then
here's the person's name. Her name is Laura Spears, Spears. They sent me a photo. Michigan Powerball winner, $3 million. She won on the Powerball. The message I get is, Richard, you've been a lucky man, been designated on a call list phone number to receive the message actually says 200K that they're giving away part of the proceeds.
So Laura, the winner, wants to give away money to you.
Well,
what a nice lady.
So many. They randomly picked phone numbers, and so I received this message, and then I get another message: call this person. I actually have a phone number. And
don't give it out. Don't give it out yet. But what happened when you called?
He says he gave me this. Well, do you have PayPal and so on? And I text him back because I can correspond, and they want me to mail in a cash app of one. The message says, well, Rich, if you'll send us $190 on a cash app, then you'll receive your money directly mailed or certified to you, delivered. We'll deliver your prize winnings within 8 hours.
And what did they say? Wait, what did they say the 190's for?
The $190?
No. Yeah. That's processing. Why do they want that?
I asked him. I said, what? I didn't ask him actually why. I just said, who is this money being sent to? And I didn't get a response. I said, send me a copy of a contract, and no response. So, I was just calling to see if any other Colorado people had received this picture of this person, Laura Spears, who won the.
Well, my God, you know this is fake, right?
Well, of course he does. Yeah, he does.
Well, okay, if you can only.
No, he doesn't.
No, I got my hopes up for maybe a minute. I was thinking, is there actually an angel up above that would want to help me receive 100,000?
No. The answer is no.
Okay.
Isn't it weird that, Tom, the more outrageous you make something, instead of being like $300, they make it $200,000. Do you think there's some kind of psychological reasoning for that?
Yeah, well, it's greed and hope.
Just a sec, Tom. I got sort of some info on the message that they sent me, and I was sort of thinking.
And by the way, it's a real winner, Laura Spears, 55, Oakland County. She won in Michigan. She won $3 million.
Yeah, and I just sort of wonder if are people actually going through this much ripping off people that they want them to send them a fund for a total fake?
Yeah, because they get one buffoon out there that bites, man. They're making the dough.
No, it's not one buffoon. They're doing it to hundreds of people. They'll get more than one.
Yeah, they cast a wide net.
Okay, and realistically, for specific information, is there people in the world that, I know this scam agents, they will call this and they'll research who the scam people are?
No. Now, there are some people on YouTube.
Pamela, this is Suze with the Tom Martino Show. We got your email regarding your
there's
auto
no one who's
warranty
the
issue
government.
you
There's
need
no
help
one with
with.
authorities
I'm not
to care
sure
about
why
this. No one
when you
cares.
call
Tom,
us,
do you
someone
remember when
hangs
we
up, other
interviewed
than
that
maybe I'm
guy
putting
that
you
was
on hold
literally,
for
I
the
think he
show
was sitting in
until I can
Jamaica, and
get
he
to
was
your call.
explaining how
Please
the
give
whole
us a call
process
back,
worked. He
303
would get to keep
Martino. We're live
50%
10 a.m. to
from
2 p.m. Monday
anything
through
he
Friday.
milked out of
I'm
people.
also
He
going to
was
shoot you an
honest. He
email
was
at the email you provided
let me just explain something.
through this messenger and
It's
try to
all over
coordinate
the
your call
internet
that way. Thank you.
about the woman supposedly giving away money, and it's a scam.
Oh, it is on the internet.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, why would you even believe it?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, you did. That's that psychological part. It's mind-blowing.
I was just thinking there would be, okay, how about using the expression 1 cent of possible hope that it was real? Just
Okay.
1 penny. 1 penny's worth of hope.
All right, fine. Yeah, you know what? We all do. We all want something like that, a rich uncle or something, or somebody who listened to me on the radio for years, hint, hint, and now they're looking for someone to give a fortune to, hint, hint, and they're on their deathbed, and I'll come visit them, and I'll bring them flowers. Everyone wants that hope.
Get the kid who's having a struggle with his transport. Get him that electric bike if you can. I helped a friend with an electric.
When we put him on hold, let's get him into the Martino Powerball. It's only $100 a ticket. Get his credit card info.
By the way, we got to take a break. I'm over. 303-713 talk. Okay. Water Pros, the best water systems at the lowest prices. Waterpros.net. I love Paul the Waterman, and you'll get a whole house system for conditioning. A whole house, better laundry, better pipes, better health, better everything for under $2,000 for Martino listeners. Waterpros.net.
I can't believe that guy believed it.
People believing it's the whole reason it works.
That's that psychological part that I just can't but it seems the more outrageous. It's almost like when someone tells you a lie, let's just say you know it's a lie because it's like someone you know that lies all the time. And their detail is like nothing anybody would ever remember. You don't remember, I was wearing blue shoes when I got out of my car. And you just go, they put so much thought into that lie. But a lot of times, I think that does convince people.
Well, it's like those two people I told you on my ARP thing where it was one guy and one woman, two separate incidents. Both of them were contacted by famous celebrities who were going to come to Denver and marry them, but they needed $30,000 to get their band from Europe back to the States. Literally. One was...
And they were biting.
What?
Were they biting on it?
You know, K&H Home Solutions, I've known them
Simon,
for the entire time I've been in Colorado. They did work on my home.
$30,000
40
his
some
band
odd
back
years
to
ago.
The States so he can come
And
to
they
Denver.
want you
Another
to
one was
compare
some
their
famous
products. They
female
absolutely
country singer who I didn't know of.
know you'll make the
Same
right
thing.
choice.
She needed
For
money
example,
to get her band back
right
to
now, this
the
fiber cement
States to marry
siding's a
this
big
guy.
deal. It's
I mean,
nothing
why-
compared
how
to
can you
Everlast
believe that
siding
shit?
that K&H
That
has.
stuff.
I'm serious. They have limited warranty
had
on
a
that fiber
lady that
cement
used
siding.
to-
K&H has
my
lifetime
friend's
warranty.
son owns a
And
big
it's
bike
against
store.
cracking,
I
chipping,
guarantee
fading.
that he will
It's even
fix that front
waterproof.
fork
Never paint your house
for
again.
nothing.
Get
Let's figure it
25%
out.
off. And then
Yeah, I will-
fiberglass windows. Why go with Marvin's
I'm 100%
3/4 inch
sure.
As long
frame
as
when
it's
you get a
not
full
like the
1-inch
free
frame
wheelchair
from
we got one
K&H?
time.
The comfort
No,
line,
this-
Had no
also
battery,
split
had nothing.
finish combinations, so the outside doesn't have to look like the inside. You can have
But that would be
custom
great
colors
if
on
you
the
get this
inside,
kid an electric bike.
and you save
That would make
25%.
his life so much easier.
So do it. Go to a company, been around 65 years, since 1956, khwindows.com, 303-421, 7100, 303-421, 7100.
I call my first name.
I
like
remember when she's in
professionals help
Elaine's
my
in bed and
listeners.
she goes,
Blake
"Oh,
Harris Law helps
Paul."
listeners every single day
He gets
by
mad,
giving out free
and then she
legal
goes,
advice
"Oh,
about estate planning.
Maestro."
BlakeHarrisLaw.com. Blake will meet with you virtually. You never have to leave your
I
home.
can picture him
Documents
perfect,
can be signed
especially
at your
with the
home,
broken thing.
with notaries. The whole thing can be done
The pool
remotely
table,
if
this
you
little
like.
pool
And
table
here's the
game.
great part about it.
What did
He'll
they
answer
call
your
it?
questions
The
first
place to be.
to see what you need.
Frank's
833
house.
Ask Blake.
God, what
That's
was the guy's name?
833 Ask.
God, why do I
Blake.
want to say Paul, but it's not Paul? What is it?
It was Bob.
Bob.
Yeah.
Maestro.
Yeah, he'd always go like this when you called him by his first name.
And what was the tinner's name, remember?
No.
It was the third guy, or the...
I don't remember.
I forget how they put it. The other guy. That's what they referred him to. The third guy.
That's probably the last series I ever watched.
Suzanne? Oh, that's the last series I've watched every episode of. I forget. Hey, Tom? Yeah? Who was that lady that would call in, and she was really old. I think she's croaked. But she would say that one rock star or singer, the ghost would come in and basically had a kid with her. Do you remember that?
Yeah, Andy Gibb.
Who was it?
From the Bee Gees. Andy Gibb. No, the younger one.
Andy Gibb, that's right. We haven't heard from that woman in 3 or 4 years. I just always wonder. She must have croaked, man, because she was a frequent caller. I always feel bad when these people, especially Suzanne, she makes a connection with them over the years, you know. And then you just know their age. You know they're not around anymore. Or they got shoved into a home or something.
Stop the spots as well. Okay. Siding, windows, roofing, and nothing interior. And then just let us know when you reschedule the date so we can push it again and put it on our calendar. Okay, bye.
Was that Mark?
That Saturday's cancel or postpone. So stop doing the spots for it. I called them to get more info because I'm trying to coordinate going to the Springs to get that bike.
Yeah.
And so I just called him to get more info on that because maybe you and I could go down on Saturday to get that bike. And he said we're postponing the event. He had 2 people quit on him, and there's some COVID concerns.
Oh, crap.
So he said just do exterior windows, siding.
All right. Hey, Tom, Genesis, we're hitting the
Let me know, 'cause like I said, my
exterior stuff hard. He's going to be on the log like 3-4 times a day. Exterior, not the solar.
We're going to pick it up this weekend or over the next
Did you hear that?
Okay, just let me know.
You don't mind that, right?
What?
That I coordinate us picking it up over the next few days.
I don't care. Maybe we can meet them for dinner.
Are you guys around Saturday?
Or lunch.
Yeah. You don't have anything going on?
Yeah, man.
Did you say I should do the solar or not?
No. He's got to postpone it because of a few employee issues. And it doesn't matter. He's got to postpone it. But
no.
Just all exteriors. That's all we're doing. Stucco, roofs, exterior, paint. And he's got a lot on the books because I booked him a shitload for this week just for the event. I will say he did a knockout job on our house. A knockout job, man. Biden pushing a plan, Obama labeled a gimmick. I love it. It's just the best. I mean, if this guy could put his foot in his mouth any easier.
His own guy called it a gimmick. That's not good.
His old boss called it a gimmick and went right to the American people and explained what a gimmick it is. You know, who cares when gas is, $6 or $5? I mean, my diesel $6. Who cares if you save 38 cents? It's absurd. And no one remembers it. What did opening the strategic oil? What happens if someone attacked us? We don't even got oil in there. I mean, I don't know that for a fact. I don't know how much oil that thing has. But I know this, you got to fill it back up sometime. Yeah. And now he's walking. He's going to the...
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, good news. We could be saving money on gas. Right, 13 cents or what? What is it going to be?
38 cents if they get rid of the gas tax. You know, the funny part is, I remember Obama coming out, and they talked about this back in whatever it was, 2010 or wherever, and basically said that it's the biggest gimmick ever. It'll make everybody in Congress, slap themselves on the back that they did something, but it's a gimmick. It'll do nothing.
I read it was 18.4 cents for gasoline and 25 cents on diesel.
Amazing. It's nothing then.
Well, here's the deal. They're trying everything, and we're using up our reserves, as we mentioned before. That's ridiculous, because has it done anything? The reserves, has it done anything?
No, because it's such a stupid thing, because if gas goes up a quarter overnight and he saves you 8 cents, what's the net? It still went up.
I know. I filled up my Subaru, $75.
A Subaru?
On a Subaru Outback, $75.
Highest gas prices average in the country ever, Tom. Highest ever.
I filled up my kid's car.
Here we go.
To 400 miles.
Bragger.
$13.
Bragger. How do you know it was $13?
It shows you on the app.
How long did it take to charge it?
20 minutes.
20 minutes, $13, 400 miles.
Yeah, now we weren't down to 10 or 20%. We had a pretty good charge when we pulled in, but there's nothing to do on the car.
Yeah, there's really no maintenance, right?
The brakes last 100, 150,000 miles because you don't use them.
Yeah, it's engine braking. It's only used for, crap moments.
You know, it's a little spooky. I like it. I mean, I've never seen anything as fast. I mean, I have near 600 horse on another car that twin turbos, and this one
is faster.
Way faster. And this one is not even the fastest one. This one, I think, goes 0 to 60 in 3 point something.
Jeez.
It's the dual motor. But, Mark, can you imagine? I mean, I think you should still go through with your idea of getting one.
We're getting one. That's the only thing I can thank Biden for. He helped me out with the decision.
And, the problem is the federal credits are going away because once you hit a certain number of units, it goes away.
Which is ridiculous.
If they really want to incentivize, I mean, I think more people would buy them.
Well, that's the real problem, though. I remember when Elon first talked about the Model 3, it was supposed to be a $30,000 vehicle, man. It's literally double that now. It's just not attainable to most people. I mean, it really isn't. Someone needs to knock out the Geo Metro of the electric vehicle that's 10, 12 grand. So
well,
everybody
India has one, but I don't think they can import it because
why couldn't they? It has not. The EPA couldn't be upset, right?
Because I think the ship on the way over the rough seas would crumble it. I mean, they're not exactly DOT material.
I never thought of that. Yeah, something barely taps it.
I mean, it's not the greatest. I mean, I've driven an Indian electric car once.
Where?
Parker.
Oh my God.
Years ago, a guy had they've been making them for years. You know that, right?
I didn't actually.
Yeah, they didn't have them. They weren't as popular, but they were making them. And I've never seen something more crappy in my life. Now maybe they've improved them a bit, but
what kind of mileage would you get back then?
I don't even know. I just tried it out. I didn't get a bunch of stats. I thought I will never own something like this. It truly was a rattle trap. Whereas the Tesla, I mean, I've never felt a better ride. The Tesla is just smooth and great, and I can't say anything bad about the Tesla. I wonder how other electric cars measure up to the Tesla.
Listen to this. I didn't know this. The first mass-produced electric car from a major automaker, General Motors, the EV1 was produced from 1996 to 1999, and they built and leased more than 1,000 of them. I do not remember ever hearing of that.
Neither do I. Now, one thing I found really odd is that the Tesla does not have garage door openers in there. You can program your garage door.
Oh, ours does.
The Tesla?
Yeah. It's built into the the touchscreen and stuff. I just remember them. Maybe it's just the Model 3 does it.
Huh. Okay. Anyway.
Hey, you drove, by the way, a Vikram Safa from India. Was it a three-wheeler?
What is it? What?
Was it a three-wheeler? The car, the one from India. Oh, okay.
No, it was a four-wheeler, but it was a piece of crap. Okay, so this is important, and that is that we talk about this because this I wanted to talk to you about it. Local programming on with just broadband. You know, I got rid of Comcast years ago. So did you. I've been using Hulu. I don't like Hulu Live. I don't like it.
I switched.
Okay. Hulu is getting very expensive, but here's the other thing I don't like about it, Mark. I want Hulu Live at one house, but I want regular Hulu at another. But
no, they make it next to impossible. You have to have two accounts.
Well, and I don't even mind that. But the other account, I should only be paying, the $6 or $7, whatever it is, the $7 or $8. It's the cheaper one, right?
Yep.
And then the $70 one for the local and all the live channel.
You want YouTube, man? Switch to YouTube TV.
Really, YouTube TV for
we
local.
Love it.
We can use it everywhere. So when we're in the coach, we can use it in every state.
You don't have to trick them. You don't have to trick them.
No trick. It works perfectly, and the kids can still watch it at home. You can have 4 different or 5 different people watching at the same time.
So is it called YouTube Premium? What is it called?
YouTube TV.
YouTube TV, and you just
$70 a month.
Really? Okay, that's what I was going to talk about. So it's just an app. That's it.
That's it, man, and it works actually. I think it's better than Hulu. The only thing I did like about Hulu that I no longer have because we don't have Hulu Live is Hulu Live had no commercials on stuff. So if you wanted to watch Bar Rescue like I love, you wouldn't have to watch commercials. But on YouTube, they don't have that option. You always get forced to watch commercials. You can fast forward through them, but you got to watch them.
Yeah, I don't mind that so much for live programming. But I use such – I'll tell you what, though. The amazing thing is I don't even watch a lot of live TV. I just have it. I don't even – for news now and then, but Stephanie watches it more than me. I don't watch live at all. If I didn't have Hulu Live, I wouldn't care if I ever saw a local affiliate once. I wouldn't care.
I agree. It's sporting events that I like, NFL mostly. But like tonight, I'll be watching the Avs game.
And there was a big snafu on Monday night. For a while, for about the first 15 minutes, Comcast was down, and nobody could watch the most of the first period of the hockey game.
Ooh, that's an expensive deal.
Oh, I know. We were so upset.
Can you imagine that revenue model, Tom? The first half of the game, they can't play? Oh, my God.
Well, what do you mean? People can't. Now, Pluto TV, Mike's talking about. I don't know what that is. Mike, go ahead. What is that?
Love the show. Hey, Pluto TV is – hey, guys. Pluto TV is an app that you download. There's a bunch of them like that you can download, but it's the best one I've seen. You can get, like, everything for free, and you can, watch like Sanford & Son, Three's Company. I mean, I'm old school TV, so that's what I look for.
It's Pluto TV, but it's not – you don't have any live programming.
It does do live. It does there's a little bit of delay sometimes, but it's all free. There is live.
It's commercial. It's commercial set revenue, Tom. It's basically it's like over the air, but there's like 250 channels, on demand stuff, but just a lot of commercials. But it's free.
It's awesome. It's got cable movie channels.
So is it an app? Basically, is it an app?
Yeah, it's an app that you downloaded from Google, but I got a phone and it came already on it, so it's
okay.
I
So can you, for example, if you wanted to watch local news, can you watch local news on Pluto TV?
No.
It gives you Denver local, it gives you Chicago local, it gives you New York local, so you have to kind of go that route.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's really weird how the entertainment industry, the tax industry, the entire technological industry, everything's changed. Everything's online. Now think about this though. I mean, who is watching regular primetime network TV? Who does it? I mean, Mark, I can't even remember the last time I actually watched TV. I mean, I watch a show here and there.
Avs game a couple days ago, but that's it. Sports. What else do you care about that's really not live?
I'm either Antenna TV or Pluto.
We got a break, though, Tom.
All right. Got it. All right, I got to take a quick break. And, Tom, hang on. We'll talk about the Tabor tax rebate. Anything else people want to talk about, give us a call, 303-713-TALK.
I just don't watch TV anymore.
Hey, Mark, so what is he going to do? The people that call now for this solar event that we slammed, is he going to tell them
I like sports. I got to watch football. I
love football. Yeah.
I still pay for that NFL thing.
I love the NFL Network, yeah.
We get it for $99 every single game, every market, just because she's in college, so you get the college rate.
Mark.
Funny enough, though, I cut the cord to save money, and I swear I spend more money now. Hey, do you guys do that too?
We have YouTube TV.
You got YouTube, then there's Netflix.
There's so many options, though.
Yeah, we have Hulu.
You got YouTube Live.
We have the YouTube TV. I don't know.
That's it.
Yeah.
Mark, I'm a lifelong diehard LA Rams fan since I was a kid, right?
Yeah.
They win the Super
Mark,
Bowl.
where do I sign up for YouTube Live?
Lombardi Trophy.
Oh, that's
really cool. With it's inscribed how the final score in their names with Lombardi. I'll show it to you.
Oh,
that's really cool.
I got it on here. I'll show you.
We talk about real estate a lot. We got Frank Duran here today. We have Stephanie Thomas. We're talking about real estate. But you know how many people actually use a real estate attorney at closing? Not many. Now, you don't have to have them come to closing, but let them review the documents or look over any owner financing that might be going on or any kind of easements or review of surveys or title, whatever you need. Get an attorney. It's only a few $100 compared to the many hundreds of thousands you're spending on real estate. And we recommend O'Brien Legal Services.
Oh, my
Brad
God,
O'Brien
Frank.
and his team.
That is a
He's
real
the
deal.
expert on our show.
Holy moly.
O'Brien
It looks
Legal
real.
Services.
How big
That's
is it?
OLSlaw.com.
It is. It's a replica.
OLSlaw.com.
It has the final score says LA Rams,
370-7388. 720-370-7388.
SoFi Stadium.
88.
Aaron drives
It's really cool.
Oh, yeah. No, he's good.
I did an experiment the other day, and I left on because I was going to leave the house, and I didn't want to leave the air on, so I left the QC Colorado QC Quiet Cool fan on, okay, and I left it on for 12 hours.
Are you guys?
When I got back to the house, it was chilly. It's wonderful. So then I turn it down, and I turn the air on, and the air works less. Now, you can use this in any number of ways. You can use it in the morning or in the evening and use it all night long. What it does is destratify the air. It evens out the temperatures, brings the cooler temperatures up from the bottom. It's only a couple from lower levels. It's only a couple hours to install. It's a remote control, so you don't have to worry about switches in the walls. It's really a cool option. QCcolorado.com, 303-800-3419. It will save you money, plus give you clean, cool, comfortable, fresh air. Air exchanges are really important. QCcolorado.com, 303-800-3419.
Oh, did you get your boat?
No.
When do you get it?
We have no idea. It's on order.
When do we get our boat, damn it?
I know, right?
Our family wants to know.
No, that's funny. So Michael has a real bad habit of he'll buy something and then he has to upgrade and get like the bigger and better, right?
Yeah.
So the joke was he bought a little fishing boat, a little John boat, 14-foot John boat. So we go to pick it up and we stop at Bass Pro on the way. And we were looking at pontoons, and I'm like, he's like, we should get one of these. I'm like, yeah, we really should, because he's talking about the John boat, and I'm like, I don't want to put that on big lakes, you know.
Look what I just got on my phone, Mark.
It's a little boat, you know.
Yeah.
Isn't that bizarre?
Buy that.
I've seen Pluto.
Well, no, I'm just saying we're just talking about it,
Oh, and it came up.
and isn't that weird?
Like 5 minutes later, we're back at Bass Pro
It's listening.
to try to order a pontoon.
That is so bizarre.
So they put the guy there. He wouldn't sell it to us, and he wouldn't take our order or anything like that. So I called the Denver store, and they got it ordered, no issues. So we'll see.
You guys like to fish?
Michael does.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hate it. It's too much work. And then one time we all went to Twin Lakes, and I was the only one that hates fishing. So I just cast out the figure I could just take a nap, and I couldn't stop catching fish, man. I caught 7 trouts, and I just got tired of getting up and having to mess with them, and everybody else is laughing because they all like to fish except for me, and I caught all the fish. So
Yeah. No, I don't fish. I just enjoy the peace.
it's not my thing. Now, that part I like it.
Being on the boat in the lake, and it's quiet, and it's beautiful. That's what I enjoy.
I didn't know some of them have pokies on when you grab the fish.
Oh yeah.
You gotta be careful.
Oh goodness.
You don't know your fish, which I don't. So
What day is it?
Today is Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Hard to believe, yeah.
I want to see Elvis.
Did you go see the Top Gun?
Hell yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Was it good?
We enjoyed that.
I liked it.
That was a good one. You should go see that.
I liked
it.
Was it really good? Huh?
We ordered that pass again, so we're going to be seeing movies left and right.
Oh, fun.
It's $21. I mean, you can see 3 movies a week.
I remember when Rocky IV came out.
Oh, yeah.
I was 13. I loved that movie so much. I waited for it, and then when it went to the dollar theater, we used to have a dollar theater down the block. I used to go see it every weekend until they got rid of it.
There used to be a dollar theater in Littleton.
Russian. Yeah, Littleton. Yeah,
there was
that
one
was my favorite movie.
Do you remember the drive-in down in Cinderella City?
Yes, the twin drive-ins.
We went there. We've basically first moved here. We went there.
Yeah. Last movie we saw there was the new Willy Wonka movie.
There?
The next year, yeah. It was
oh wow.
Yeah, we took Brenda to see it. And, I think the next year or the year after they tore it down. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Elvis, The Black Phone. That's another good one.
What about Blonde?
You might like the Phantom of the Open golf movie.
I want to do another movie event, Mark, but you know what? With all that COVID and stuff,
I think next year.
You think so?
I don't think we don't remember stuff, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully that was it for our lifetimes. What was the last one, 1908 or something? Hopefully we're good for a while.
Stephanie, we did 2 good movie events, and It was.
They were packed.
Claim your life and discover how capable you truly are. Don't let depression, anxiety, trauma, or addiction take your future from you. Call 720-797-8717.
Need a new roof? Call Excel Roofing, 303-761-6400.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Welcome to the only show anywhere in the universe that's solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints. You know, One Clear Choice Garage Doors will come to your home 24/7 for emergencies. Why would you have an emergency with a garage door? Well, if you have a broken spring, you need to get out, you have a pregnant wife, or you have a someone who's sick or infirm, or you just want to have access to your house, a broken spring can devastate your garage door. By the way, all the prices fully disclosed right on the website, oneclearchoicedoors.com. I've used them for garage doors, inspections, for panels, for springs, whatever you need. They have one of the best garage door service companies I've ever encountered, oneclearchoicedoors.com. Let's talk about this Tabor tax rebate. Does everyone get it, by the way, or do you have to, or does it phase out?
No, it's kind of like anything. So all taxpayers who filed a 21 tax return, they'll automatically receive the rate reduction. I think it's from like 4.6 to 4.5, whatever it is. I don't know the exact numbers. And then the eligible taxpayers will receive a sales tax refund for 2021 if they file their income tax this year by October 17th, which I think is the last extension.
All right, so what was your question, Tom?
I don't pay any taxes because I don't have any taxable income. But I was wondering if I'm eligible for this refund.
I don't know how he could be, and the only reason I say that is Tabor, it's the taxpayers' Bill of Rights. If you don't pay taxes, I don't know how you are part of the Bill of Rights, but it might be a great question for one of our accountants, Tom.
Yeah, I thought it was only for tax. I mean, I thought that was a whole issue. It's a tax issue.
That's what it sounds like. But Marshall on Channel 9 last night said anybody that doesn't file taxes can just send in a Colorado tax form and put all zeros on it.
But then that's filing taxes, man.
No, he said just put zeros.
Well, I mean, regardless, but that's filing taxes. I think it's an accountant question.
Who actually told you to do that?
Marshall on Channel 9, Kyle Clark.
Somebody on, Kyle Clark.
No, I mean on his show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know the answer. We can figure it out. We'll a quick phone call. Let's just call right now. We'll call somebody and get an answer for you if you want to remain listening. And that's a fair thing. Okay, so
it does sound kind of insane, though. If you don't pay taxes, you get a tax refund for overpayment of taxes.
Now, how much is the refund the same for everyone?
I think it's up to about $750 right now.
Okay.
Boy, that's got to kill Polis having to give us money back. He'd want to tear up Tabor so quick. You know, he finds ways around it, Tom. He calls them fees, not taxes.
Well, everyone does that, and schools are doing that now more and more for almost everything they do. All right, more on real estate. Basically, a little downtick all over the country, by the way, they're finding it. And are prices, though, coming down any at all? That's what I want to know. Or are prices still at all-time highs?
Prices are still high, Tom, although I'll tell you something, though. If you're going to list a home, whereas maybe 4 months ago you could almost price it anywhere, I mean, within reason, and still sell it, I don't think sellers can get away with that right now because we're seeing homes sit on the market longer. And I've even talked to some agents where they sat on the market all weekend, had one showing, and had no offers, and they're sitting on the market longer. So I think that's something just to take consideration.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a lot of price reduction emails coming through. I think people are trying to act really fast, especially with the news of increasing rates, trying to grab the buyers that are still, out and shopping and things like that.
Okay, so as far as the prices, though, have you noticed anything?
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing, like I said, price reductions coming through.
Like a lot, or like people making less of an offer, or are they still making more of an offer?
It depends on the area for me. So when I'm out west, Woodland Park, that seems to be still a pretty strong area, even feeling that slow down a little bit. There are less than 50 homes for sale currently today in that area. So, and it's a pretty popular area just west of the Springs. So I see a lot of activity there. Colorado Springs has had a pretty good uptick in inventory, still being low, but we had been riding around 300, 400 homes for sale, the last several months, and today we're a little over 1,100. So there's definitely more inventory out there, and that's leading some sellers, like I said, to do price reductions, trying to grab buyers.
Okay, and I also want to talk about not just prices, but price ranges coming up. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm.
Lunch rush is hitting the roads and freeways pretty hard throughout the Denver metro. I-25 southbound into downtown, we're seeing speeds in the 10s and 20s between I-70 and Colfax. Northbound slow itself between Alameda and Colfax. Out east, we've got reports of a brand new crash, I-70 eastbound at the 225 interchange. No word on lane blockage, and we aren't seeing delays yet, but we will keep you updated. Fox 31 pinpoint weather, partly cloudy skies this afternoon with a high of 88. Tomorrow, still hot with a high of 90, but isolated thunderstorms start and continue up until Monday. The current temperature in Denver is 80 degrees and rising. With your Impact Traffic and weather, Mark Swan, 630 KHOW.
Celebrate great sleep at Mattress Firm's July 4th sale. Stop in today and shop Tempur-Pedic to save $500 on Tempur-Breeze mattresses. Plus, you'll get a $300 instant gift good towards sleep accessories.
Getting into a traffic accident can be devastating. Whether you're in the car driving, a passenger, whatever it is, or getting hit by a big rig or being in a motorcycle accident, whatever it is, we have an expert that we turn to, John Fuller, and you can too. He's our accident lawyer here on the show for information. And here's the thing about John. He has a small law firm by design to help super serve his clients. I want you to know how important that is. Truly, you're going to find it out unless you call John. You will find out that truly these big firms want big cases. That's what they want, and that's what they brag about. They don't tell you about all the myriads of medium cases, do they? Well, John Fuller handles them all, and he will give you personalized attention. You'll get his cell phone number, and he'll be in complete and constant contact with you. myaccidentlawyer.co. That's where you can find out more about John, myaccidentlawyer.co, 303-597-4500. That's 303-597-4500. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies is a place I highly recommend to quarterback your retirement plan. Now, we all have different elements, obviously, different elements of a retirement plan, a 401k or a SEP or an IRA. And then we may have some other investments. We have Medicare or Social Security. We have other insurances, long-term care. Whatever it is, though, you want someone who can look over everything and give you the information you need to make the most efficient use of your retirement plan. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. Call them. It is a father, son, and son-in-law team with a pack of experts that can help you through your retirement plan. They will show you how they save you money. They will show you what they're doing before they do it. Everything is with your approval up front. So what you do is call and meet with them. Okay, they'll come to you. rpcenter.com, rpcenter.com, 970-663-3211, 970-663-3211. All right. Harris Family Law is a great law firm for family law. I hope you don't need them, but if you're going through a separation or a divorce or anything like that, you're going to need the counsel of a professional. Harris Family Law will walk you through the whole process. It's called an early neutral assessment to show you what you're facing. You might even change your mind. Also, Harris does collaborative law, which keeps the prices down because they meet with the other side and agree not to file anything with the courts and to talk everything out. They also do unbundled services. They'll do as much or as little of the divorce as you want if you want to help with some legwork. Whatever it is, they take the stress out of it. HarrisFamilyLaw.com, 303-515-5000.
For your deck, imagine Trex composite decking, the hassle-free alternative to wood decking. Trex won't warp, rot, or splinter, won't need seasonal painting, sealing, or staining, and won't become food for termites. The Deck Superstore has the same low prices on Trex as the box stores, and better prices on decking the box stores don't carry, because the Deck Superstore gets Trex by the semi-truckload, coming straight from the factory. Get started with an estimate at thedecksuperstore.com.
Hey, it's Nick. Ready to hear all of the juicy details about my dating life? Here we go. Friday, went to an Italian restaurant. I'd rate the conversation a B-, but the atmosphere was an A+. And I earned $16 cash back on dinner with the free Upside app. Sunday, yes, a Sunday date. I'm committed to finding the one, okay? We drove to a hiking trail and packed a picnic lunch. Date was a D-, but my savings were snatched. I used the Upside app to save on gas and picnic groceries. Total cash back earnings, $19. Tuesday, happy hour date was terrible. Bad vibes. Definitely an F. Stopped on the way home for a pick-me-up burger. Got cash back through the Upside app on drinks and eating my feelings. $8. My week summary, still single and ready to mingle if you know anyone who's looking. But I'll pay for my next date with the $43 I earned by using the free Upside app. You win some, you lose some. Download the free Upside app today and use promo code PROMO to get 25 cents per gallon or more cash back on your first fill-up. That's promo code PROMO. Download the Upside app and use promo code PROMO.
70% of the Fortune 100 choose Zoom. With phone, chat, workspaces, apps, events, and video in a single platform, Zoom powers all your communications. Large enterprises, small businesses, and individuals use the secure Zoom platform to enable new ways of working, learning, hosting events, and supporting their customers. And now you can save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with the Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
Do you struggle with occasional nerve aches, weakness, or discomfort in your hands or feet? Try Nervive Nerve Relief from the world's #1 selling nerve care company. Nervive contains alpha-lipoic acid to relieve nerve aches, weakness, and discomfort, and B-complex vitamins to support healthy nerve function as you age. Live your life with less nerve discomfort with Nervive Nerve Relief. Learn more at nervivehealth.com.
From your radio to your desktop, and when you ask Alexa to play 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio, Denver's talk station is available everywhere. Just download our free iHeartRadio app. 630 KHOW, an iHeartRadio station.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255, GarageMagic.com for your garage floors. This is the great season to have it done. I wouldn't wait if I were you. Garage Magic is the place to go, and that's GarageMagic.com. Now, let's talk. If you have any problems, questions, complaints, Larry has a comment on the Tabor tax. We were talking about refunds. And go ahead, Larry.
Not the Tabor tax. This is the sales tax refund. I filed for the sales tax refund with the state, and it asks for your federal tax adjusted gross income, which I put that in, but I owed no Colorado tax. So I put in for the refund of the Colorado tax, which is, I don't know, $70, $80, something like that. And I did not send that in until April 20th. I get a letter back that said if you owe no state income tax, you cannot use an extension. You had to file by the original deadline of April 17th. So since I missed that by 2 days, I do not get the sales tax refund.
I think they changed that, though, man, in the past week. I'm not positive.
Well,
so why, by the way, why were we calling it Tabor tax?
Well, the Tabor tax is different than the sales tax.
Okay, are they giving rebates on both?
Yes.
Okay.
The Tabor tax refund is going to come out later in the year, but Polis has this thing that if you file by end of September or end of June, July or something, you get it by the end of September. And he's only doing that for a political thing, making it sound like he's the one that giving you the refund.
That's true.
You're going to get the Tabor tax refund anyway.
Yeah. Isn't that funny how politicians do that?
But the sales tax refund, if you owe no state income tax, it had to be filed by
April 17th, the original deadline, and there are no extensions applied to the sales tax refund.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
All right.
303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So we got two nominations. We got, the YouTube live, and then we have the other one the guy mentioned for over-the-air TV, but it's brought to you by broadband, right, on an app. And I forget the name he gave it, but what was he talking about, Mark? What's the name of it again?
I think it was Pluto.
Pluto. That's what it was, Pluto. But why did you get rid of Hulu Live?
Because when we traveled, you would have to change the zip code.
Right, you have to reset it every time.
And if you change the zip code over 3 times or whatever it is, then it becomes a real pain in the ass. You got to call up and beg them.
Yeah, that kind of sucks because they make you do every time you have to change it.
Well, you're a perfect example. You go back and forth between 2 homes.
Yeah, and it's a pain. So you're saying YouTube will not give you that problem?
Nope, works every time.
All right, and all you do is log in with the same login wherever you are.
Yep, and choose who you are out of the family group.
All right, we have another hour to go. We can solve problems, answer questions, and take complaints at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Stick around for an hour and give us a call. Are you looking for a...
I just got this email, listed at $265, and seller is offering $10,000 in concession and to buy down the rate.
Let's see. That just shows desperateness.
Yeah, that's what I said. People are jumping.
I don't think she's in there.
What?
I wonder if Eric or Mallory could tell us about the Tabor stuff.
They're not available. I rescheduled the call.
Okay.
Compared to other agents, and she'll guarantee writing.
These accountants are busy as hell. You think their time is over for this year.
Just like she did for Andrew in Denver, who was thrilled with Empower Home Team's results. Need more proof? Call today.
Hey, Dave, Mark Major. It's going good, man. What's going on with the solar thing? Is it just not hooked up to the grid yet? I mean, give me a little few more details. They're supposed to pay. They're supposed to give you the ad. They're supposed to. They're still. Yeah. They're supposed to offset that, as far as I knew. So I'm going to call Mark up and talk to him. But are they waiting? I realize it took a while. I heard you when you said it took a while to actually get that, get it all done. But right now, where does it stand? Is it the electric company still waiting? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Okay, I'll reach out over there, and then I'll just follow up. How's my old Santa Fe doing? Is it still running good?
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, of course they
It's
are.
actually just right here.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
I didn't even know it. Sorry.
Thank you.
That's so funny. I sold him that car. That was a good car. I wish I kept that car.
Which car, Mark?
It was a 2015 Santa Fe, and I sold it for about 12 grand. It's probably been 2 years, maybe 3.
Nice.
And I wish I just kept it. Probably a couple days after I sold it, I actually wish I kept it. It was the perfect backup car.
Yeah.
You know?
Which color one was that? The red one?
Black one.
Black one.
The red one's a 19. We still have that. We've got a 20. And then we got the Kona.
Awesome.
I took Stephanie on a long goose chase, so I thought the bathrooms were right next to each other.
No,
Yeah.
hers is around.
Yeah, it's just right here.
I know, isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, the fence is all the way around.
That's so funny. I sold him that car, though.
See, that's what I'm really struggling with like Chevy wanting to buy my truck back. Is I absolutely love my truck, but I have 72,000 miles on it. They're offering me 25,000 more than I owe.
Who's offering?
The dealer.
What dealer?
Mike Murray.
You got my point is you can sell it for more. I think you're crazy to do it that way. I mean, it's quick, easy.
But we have to. But here's the problem: we have to order a vehicle to come in for me to have another vehicle.
Yeah, but from a different dealer, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so who
right now we
cares?
talked to both of them, but unfortunately, I feel like the other one seems a little more together. I feel bad for the sales guy though.
So why don't you just hold on to this one
Yeah.
and then get the other one? You don't pay for it till it's in.
Right, and then maybe sell them. I wanted to offset essentially because it would be a really good deal, but I'm struggling because I really love my car and I don't like the new Tacos at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the look of them and they're ridiculously priced. So it's like I'm really struggling.
Everything is. It's nuts.
I know. But doing what we're talking about doing puts me in a car with 0 miles.
Yeah. That's what we do
But I'm
most of the time.
What if I don't want it when it comes to that? It scares me.
I held off on buying for at least a year.
Yeah.
Save money.
I used to, Frank, but it's like, it's crazy. I don't know if the car market will ever be the same again.
Yeah, it is. It's nuts that they're offering so much to buy my truck back because that's more than we paid for it to begin with. So it's.
It will come back eventually, but it's going to take some time. So I got this little blurb. It says, how do you use a pulse oximeter, okay? It's 14 paragraphs. Instead of saying, put your finger in, read the number.
That's
2
all there
sentences.
is.
Yeah.
Right? There's 14 paragraphs.
And pray it's over 90.
Right.
What's the lowest yours got to?
Mine?
COVID 80?
In the hospital, it was pretty low.
We're up.
Variety of the work. 303-679-8509. So, whatever's on your mind, give us a call. We have Frank Duran with us, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. We have Stephanie Thomas from Colorado Springs area, and we are doing discussion. We are having a discussion on real estate, and real estate's usually an indicator of the economy. It's a very early indication of recovery. It's a very early indication of recession. And I had one real estate broker tell me, not the two with us today, but one told me that she is finding it way more difficult now. Frank says there's a slight downtick. You're not getting 30 offers. You might get 4 or 5. But houses are still selling in 3 or 4 days. Now, there is a price adjustment. Prices are not as high as they were. So all of this is playing into the market. And as I said, that's a leading indicator. Also, when companies start to rescind job offers, or when they're not so feverishly trying to hire away from others, and they're saying, wait, why don't we wait a tick and see what happens? And when everyone waits just a little tick, those ticks become talks, and then they become more than just a few seconds, and they become major stumbling blocks. And I think it happens all the time. That's how we get into recession. It's mostly the fear. It's mostly the fear. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255.
Don't a lot of people, like right now with interest rates up so high, guys, if they want to upgrade, maybe get a bigger house or even downgrade, they're locked into a, 2.5–3% interest. Why would they possibly do that? Because then they're moving all that money into 7%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Value's still pretty high, though, so people still have good equity to go in and have the ability to upgrade or, get into that dream home that they're looking for, whatever that scenario is.
But even moving to a much higher mortgage, it doesn't seem to hold them back?
Some, but you still have the ability to talk to your lender about buying down your rate a little bit. I mean, they're not going to let you do it crazy, but I think people have a lot of equity still right now. I mean, Frank, what are you?
Well, and another side of that, and that's a good point, Stephanie, another side of that is with rates where they are and people some had refinanced, there's maybe that feeling that they don't want to sell right now, which really creates low inventory too. There's a lot of them just not putting their homes on the market. So even though it's been a little slower, there's still an inventory problem, at least as of right now.
Tom, what Frank was saying during the break is the not the townhomes, but the, what you call them?
Luxury properties that are attached like condos and townhomes.
They're way up. You hit, when you sold your one, man, you probably hit the very top of the market. Didn't Frank say so?
Frank did. He certainly did. He set a record.
But that's the stuff struggling, he's saying right now, is that stuff.
Oh, well, I don't doubt that. Now, here's the deal. When it comes to household bills, what I never imagine is how low the average monthly mortgage is in the country. Now, we're talking average in the country. And I don't know, it seems low to me. And only 40% of households have a mortgage. That's another thing that surprised me. The average monthly payment.
Wait a minute, but that's not homeowners, right? That's 40% of Americans. I mean, that includes people that live in an apartment, live with their parents, whatever, right?
40% of households, as defined by the census, 40% of households have a mortgage.
I don't even get that.
Neither do I. But it's $1,368 is the average payment. I would have thought it would be more.
It is in Colorado.
Yeah.
And the average rent is $1,129. This is countrywide.
Wow.
And the average utility bill
I think rents are going to come crashing down. I mean, I'm looking out the window here. There is so many new apartments coming online.
Oh no, I know that's going to be a big part of the recession. It's going to be a renter's market again. $328 is an average utility bill. The average auto loan, $433.
That's higher than I thought.
You think so? For the average auto loan, cable and internet, the average bill, $114.
That's right there.
And the cell phones, $113.
That seems high.
And the cell phone is the most common bill we have. 94% of Americans.
That's amazing.
But you know, guys, Denver rent is up 1.2% month over month and 13% year over year. So it's definitely gone up with rent.
So in any case, we have, the Colorado, their average monthly bills come to $22.51. 22. That's average cost. That's with all of those bills I just mentioned. In Colorado, the average is $22.51.
That's with the mortgage?
Yes, $22.51. And by the way, from what I can see here, it's one of the most expensive states. California's $26.49, and the only ones that get about higher are New York and those other states I mentioned in the Northeast, Massachusetts. Colorado's expensive to live in, whereas Arkansas and Texas and those are really a steal. And if you're looking at Louisiana and the Gulf states, they're like $1,500 a month. I mean, really cheap. Really cheap. So it's just a matter of where you go in the country. And I think what we're also going to see is the recession hit different parts of the country first, obviously. And I think we're going to feel it the most, though, where the prices are so high. I feel like people who've been buying at these feverish paces and high prices are crazy. Unless they sold something as crazy, and then they had a lot of money to put down. Is that what you guys are finding? The reason they're paying higher prices because they're getting more for their house. Are they really gaining? Do people gain? I mean, really, if you sell a house, I made $700,000 on my house. But if you're paying an extra $700,000, have you gained anything really?
Well, Tom, what I notice, I've had a number of clients that built great equity. And unlike back in 07 and 08, these people are putting real skin in the game. So I think they're better off than what we saw back in the day. But also we had a number of people that moved to other states as well and took their money and ran.
Oh,
I've seen that a lot as well, where
so
a lot of people move.
They go to a cheaper state, you mean?
Correct.
Yeah. Do you have anybody who's selling and holding and waiting for the recession? Because, as many recessions as I've been through, I would say I'm going to do that every single time, and I've never done it. I've always said I was going to do it. I'm going to buy on the down low when everything comes crashing down, but I never poised myself to actually do it.
There was a lot of millionaires made in 2008-10. Trump was a billionaire. He made all that money on the property that he had cash to pay for when everybody else was in foreclosure. When they say the rich get richer, man, this is when you can really make a difference if you have the cash.
When do you think, though, we talk about recession, and I'm not talking about the technical definition of a recession as far as 2 down quarters. I'm talking about real estate crashing, things coming down, where houses could possibly lose 20% of their value?
I think more. I think it started. We're a stone starting to roll downhill.
So do you think before the midterms we're going to come crashing down? That would be devastating.
It's not going to be better before the midterms. This is a big economy, man. You can't turn it around on a dime. This thing is where it is. It ain't moving right now. He can go beg with his tail between his legs to the Saudis or whatever he wants to do. Nothing's turning around by November.
The thing that really pisses me off, I think, more than anything, and you can say politicians in general, but especially Biden, honest to God, it's when he stands in front of a podium and tells us how great we're doing. That is I mean, I've never seen such a thing in my life. ever.
It's delusional.
I mean, we've had the most robust economy ever. We have done this, and we have done that.
Remember, Trump, though, did the same thing, but everything was, what did he use? Beautiful or something.
Yeah. But I don't know.
But you know, guys, I read an article in DMARC, and it's pretty interesting. It says people are staying in their houses longer post-2008. So housing tenure ran from about 5 to 7 years on average from about 1985 to 07. But now it's about 11 to 13 year cycle from 2008 to 2022. So in other words, baby boomers are not selling their homes in masses. They're staying in their properties longer, which is also contributing to part of the shortage we're having with real estate in Colorado.
303-713-TALK. More coming up.
You know, I've talked about Blue Sky CBD for quite some time. I've had a great experience with these products. They just keep getting better and better. I know.
Say that again.
So one of my
I'm not doing Ellis.
Subaru Cross-Track.
Oh, I win that bet.
Oh, yeah.
Is it Trek or Track?
We're going to see 7.5%, 8%.
She said,
Trek. Thank you. Hang on a minute. Listen to the phone. We shouldn't be long.
Our recession, which she's calling like 6 months.
The feds have no choice. They have to slow it down, or else it's going to be even worse. People don't get that part. They have to slow it down.
Right, and then people like me get screwed.
Yeah, you got screwed big time. He bought the place, but, you know, while it's being built, there's nothing to lend on. So once it's finished, you can get the lend. He would have had 2.5%.
Right.
Did you get someone to lock you in?
It was like 6 months.
Yeah, Brian Yannick over at Guaranteed Rate will do a deal with new builds as long as it's a production builder. Well, he'll lock you into a rate.
Well, it don't matter now.
It'll shop, yeah.
Hey, you know, we have our real estate experts with us today, and of course, selling a home the conventional way probably gets you the most money, but not everyone wants to do that. Because even if you sell it in a few days, you still have to wait for loan approvals or a closing. No matter what, nothing is as simple as it sounds. And here's the deal. Homevestors is looking for those people who want to get out of Dodge now. You don't want to do inspections, loan approvals. You don't want to do anything except get a check. So give them a call. Now, are they going to compete with the market? You'll never know.
That way you're not liquidating.
But all it takes is
I had an 800-445, which is hard to LIBOR.
They purchase over 35
years. I lived in this beautiful place on the golf course. It was $1,300 a month.
Yeah. Joe Lazara is a criminal defense attorney, and I say this every time. I hope you never need him. I really should take down his name, and I'll tell you why. Because when somebody does ask for a recommendation, you don't have to scurry to find someone. Or if you're in trouble, you don't have to scurry to find an attorney when you're under pressure. I've done the shopping for you. I've known Joe more than 30 years. Joe Lazara. You can find him at referralist.com or give him a call for a free initial consultation and then flat rate pricing. 303-429-6200. If you have a DUI, that's one of his specialties. 303-429-6200. All right. I believe in public adjusters.
We do team meetings all the time.
And what you ought to do is give our public adjusters a call. One of them is Claims Pro at referralist.com. Claims Pro, Peter is in the Denver office. Give them a call if you have any kind of insurance claim and you need help. If you're looking to get it evaluated, he'll let you know if he thinks he can help you or not. Publicadjuster.pro, 833-252-4600.
No, I'm guessing, well, I wasn't going to go that far. I'm guessing it is a... Believe it or not, I'm going to guess it is a noun.
Gross income, and they're not taking into account we're paying them out of the
like a piece of equipment of some sort.
Make sure that
a thrum.
your tax deduction for paying the
I don't think it's an adjective.
So you do like a
it's a verb.
What it uses
to play on a string instrument as a guitar by plucking the string.
We do that to thrum a guitar.
I thought that was strum.
Yeah, it is
I
strum.
know this is thrum.
How do you spell it?
Honestly, I'm not sure. Mallory doesn't.
No, it's THRUM. I'm looking at it, Tom.
But that doesn't, that's not what it means.
Yeah.
I think
that's crazy.
Now,
read the definition, Doc.
I think, you know, little ways back. I don't know that I was.
It says to play on a string instrument as a guitar, plucking the strings, especially in a monotonous or unskilled manner. Or to drum or tap idly with your fingers.
Oh, I just never heard of that before.
I'm saying it's I mean, we have pretty good vocabularies, and that's the first word I've come across.
Well, like Tom said, I always thought that was to strum.
Yeah.
Well, strum is the same thing then.
No, but strum would be in deliberate.
Oh, a deliberate manner.
Right. To make in other words, to produce a sound that you wanted, you strum a guitar.
My niece Alyssa. So I just saw her.
But it's interesting that we
when I
never,
see you,
three of
I
us.
think Alyssa every time. It's just
That's funny.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. It's hard sometimes to pay all that tons of money on taxes.
Yeah.
But I feel like Michael did it for me.
Yeah.
I didn't do my speed fair on this deal. Personal deal, not a
Personal
real
deal.
estate Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, Mark, what is the value of George's fiancée Susan's creepy doll collection? The value.
Oh, it's millions. Multi-millions.
I'll give you the multiple choice. It's either worthless, $15,750, $300,000, or $2.6 million.
$2.6 million.
Yeah.
Oh, of her what?
Of her doll collection.
Creepy doll collection.
Creepy doll.
Because one looks just like George's mom.
Oh, it was kind of morbid how they killed her off.
Licking envelopes.
No, I think it was brilliant how they killed her off. For a comedic effect. I mean, it's a comedy show, right?
Yeah.
So you don't want to have a car accident or murdered or dying of cancer. This is a great comedic way to kill her off.
They couldn't stand her. The rest of the cast.
Oh, really?
Oh, it was a very contentious.
Oh, really?
I didn't know
the
that.
actress, you mean?
Yeah, the actress. They did not get along. They all wanted her gone.
There was some toxin on the glue of
On
the
the
wedding
envelopes.
invitations.
She licked too many envelopes.
Right, and she died of poison.
And the reason she had those envelopes is because they were the absolute cheapest, oldest thing George could find.
I like when he's pretend to be handicapped and he's trying to pull his boss. Look, this is right.
Hi, Tom Martino here, 303.
Right, Ron.
What does Kramer say?
713 303 713 8255.
That's funny.
Welcome to the show. We are here to
We're back up,
solve
guys.
problems, answer questions, take complaints, make your life a little easier. All right, Loretta, what's going on? Hi, Loretta.
Hi. I have a Subaru Crosstrek, a 2018. It's been rear-ended 3 times. So right now, the 3rd time, it was hit in front of my house with a hit and run. And because of the car prices right now for used cars, the insurance company does not want to total it.
Yeah.
But my previous Subaru that was hit and rear-ended, they totaled it with less damage.
What year is
now-
this? What year is this?
It was it's a 2018.
Oh, you said that. Okay, I'm sorry. So how many miles were
So
on
it's
it?
going to have this crappy Carfax
Well, how many miles on it?
with 3 rear ends on it.
No, I get it. I get it. The whether or not to total it has nothing to do with the previous damage. So it's this current accident, period, and it doesn't go by damage. It goes by value. All damage can be all damage can be repaired. So it goes by value. So if they feel, and I don't know why they care, because if they total it, they'd have to give you more money is what they're saying. They don't want to give you what they have to give you to total it. But it is what it is. You disclaim, is it your insurance covering this?
Yeah, because it was a hit and run.
So you disclaim the minute.
And this is my first time of it being my insurance. It's always been subrogated because it's never been my fault.
Right, and it isn't this time either, but it's still going to be your insurance paying, and your insurance you're not going to get diminished value. So that argument doesn't hold water when you say, now I have a car with 3 rear ends and that's not your insurance's problem, because you can't go after your own insurance for diminished value.
You should have already got diminished value from the other accidents.
That's right.
You should have already recouped the money you're looking for.
That's right. If you had done the previous ones properly, you would have gone after the other drivers, technically who you're going after. The other drivers, you said they were subrogated, so they eventually found the drivers, right?
Yeah. But more my fear is being a mechanical engineer. I know that if you cut the whole back end of my car off and replace it, it is not the same.
That's not true. That's not true. I mean, being a mechanical engineer, you know that things are things, and if it's done according to what they call ICAR standards, a splice is a perfectly good repair. Splices are not good if they're not done properly. I'm not suggesting it's the greatest thing in the world, but here's the deal. It all comes down to value. If that's going to approach 75% of value, they're not going to do it. So, and you can demand to have it done properly. So you say they're going to clip the car. Is that what body shops have told you?
Yeah, the body shop that it's at right now is going to basically cut from from halfway through the rear door all the way back.
That sounds crazy to me. I don't know how they can do that. So it's the rear. I don't know how they can do that and not approach 70
panels. It's all the quarter panels.
Yeah, I get it.
Unibody,
and what I'm saying
is all messed up.
And what I'm saying is, I don't know how they can even do that and not approach 75% of value. What did they say it would cost you?
They're giving me a quote of like $13,000.
And what is your car worth? And you can't. And by the way, you can't count the previous accidents. When I ask you, what is a 2018 Subaru of that vintage worth?
With my mileage, it's coming out to be about $28,500.
$28,500. That's why they're not totaling it, because it's only $13,000 to fix it. Well, think about this.
Get in there and drive it again.
But an insurance company doesn't have to pay you double the cost of repair just because you want them to. I mean,
and I think you're overthinking the integrity. I mean, I don't know anything about the body shop it's at, but a good body shop can fix that like new.
Yeah. The thing is, truly, it's called a clip. There's really nothing wrong with a clip. In fact, many times it's better than doing repairs like body putty and pulling dents or even replacing quarter panels. I kind of like that they're doing it, but they have to do it at ICAR standards. They have to do it to unibody standards, so it's not dangerous. You got to make sure the shop, I don't know how you picked your shop. Do they have all the proper electronic and unibody equipment, the measuring equipment? Do they have the technical skills? Forget about the welds and all that. Do they have the technical skills to do it? How'd you pick your body shop?
Well, I picked him based on, one, they could get me in to check the car.
Okay, listen, Loretta, there's only one place to take this. Where are you located?
Littleton.
Okay. If you really want it done to perfection, then you don't just spin a wheel and go to a body shop that can get you in. I'm sorry.
My previous one that I've been using for the last 10 years, I have terrible luck with cars. Every single one of them has been rear-ended.
So Loretta,
in the last 10 years,
here's what I fear. Here's what I fear. Once they fix it, even if it's done perfectly, let's say you go to Michael's Auto Body in Castle Rock, and they'll fix it perfectly. Okay? Your car's not going to be worth squat compared to what it would have been worth. But that you can't do anything. Well, okay, but Loretta, you don't get to go after your own.
But my question for the whole call is, how do I estimate? I'm not after diminished value. So if it's all fixed perfectly and I want to go resell it, and it's got 3 rear ends on the Carfax, how do I know what that diminished value is? What's a good
The market
way
will
to
tell you.
figure out
Yeah, the
how
market.
much
Sell it
the
for
market
you sell it for
value is?
you sell it for as much as you can. What difference does it make? It doesn't matter what somebody tells you. It's what somebody will pay for it. You tell them. In fact, here's what I would do. I'd hit it head on. I'd say, look, I got a Subaru here, and that it was rear-ended so bad, they didn't screw around with it. They put a whole new rear end on it, and this is the body shop who did it, and they did it according to standards, and that's what I would do. I wouldn't even try. Okay. I wouldn't even try to, and then just see what you can get. But here's the deal, Loretta. I am telling you, you do have a diminished value, but you have to find the other party. Loretta, you didn't let me finish the sentence.
No, it's too late.
You only have diminished value claim against the other party. Is it impossible to find them?
Oh, you mean for the previous 2 accidents?
No, for the one that caused the major accident.
For this one, yes, it's totally impossible. It happened at 1 in the morning.
Damn it.
And I wasn't even in town.
Oh, man.
We came back from a trip, and it was pushed 15 feet forward. The whole back end is gone. If it hadn't hit my car, the vehicle probably would have ended up in the neighbor's living room.
That's some luck.
How do they repair a unibody like that? When she says they're going to cut it off mid rear door,
it's a splice.
Okay, it just they're underestimating it. I don't know.
To me, look at it has to be a very, very, very special shop to even attempt it. So, who's your carrier?
It's American National.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. There's 2 ways of figuring the total. One is 75% of current value of a car that wasn't in an accident. Another one is, if they fix it, will it exceed the 75% of the diminished value? And I think it will. I mean,
see, that's what I was trying to figure out. What is the diminished?
Well, I know, but that's not what they don't have to. They don't have to use that in evaluating whether they're going to total it or not. Let me make this really short for you. Your insurance company has total discretion on whether to total it or not. You don't. Okay? And if you read your policy, you'll see it. You have no choice in the matter. It is totally their discretion. But you do have the right to make sure it's done and you truly are put back to pre-accident conditions. And I think that's where you're going to have them. When I say, Loretta, they could do that like new, yeah, they can. I don't know if they can, but there are technicians that can, but they're few and far between. Few and far between. That's why if you go to a really good body shop and they say, hell, this is impossible, or I'm not taking this on, you can use that to get a total.
Okay.
That's where I would go to someone.
The body shop is actually working. They even have went through it twice to make sure that they found.
Do you know what you call? Do you know what? That's called confirmation bias. When you go through something twice, you can make 2 mistakes as easily as you can 1. So that doesn't tell me anything. I don't care if they go through it 3 or 4 times. If they're hell bent on what they felt was right, I'm going to say it again. Take it to a qualified body shop that you absolutely positively know can do this. And if they turn it down, then you have an argument to get a totaled vehicle. And Michaels, wouldn't you say Michaels is one of the few you would take it to under these conditions, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be honest with you. If it's as bad as you're saying, I can't imagine $13,000. You can just, Tom, you know this, you can have a little fender bender.
That's why I'm saying
$4,000.
I don't think she has an adequate body shop.
No.
I think the body shop is lowballing her, and they're going to want to auxiliary claim the hell out of it. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get it in the shop, and then they're trying to pressure the insurance company to pay more, and by that time, she should have had a total vehicle. But if you get someone honest up front, they'll do it before they start taking it apart, and then Loretta doesn't have to wait 8 or 9 months. More coming up. Yeah, she better call Michaels. I'm serious. They'll tell her. There's no way. For $13,000, what are you kidding me?
For this one, yes, it's totally possible. It happened at 1 in the morning. Damn it. And
you didn't let me finish the sentence. You only have. You didn't let me finish the sentence. You only have diminished value claim against the other major accident.
For this one, yes.
You didn't let me finish the sentence. You only have diminished value. You have the other. You didn't let me finish the sentence. You only have diminished major accident.
We got down to 10 seconds left. You're up.
BlakeHarrisLaw.com. You're going to love the way Blake
Troubleshooter
Harris
Show,
does
what is your
business.
first name?
Blake will answer all of your questions.
Richard, hi, in a sentence or less. What would you like to talk to Tom about on the show today?
Blake. If you have estate planning questions on a will, a trust, facing probate, avoiding probate, maybe a beneficiary's deed or a
Excel
payable
and
death
Arcadia
certificate for a
Solar
bank account, whatever
Gardens.
it is, Blake will give you fast, accurate answers. 833-ASK.
All right, hang
and
on.
if you
Listen
hire
to the
him,
phone.
it'll be for flat rates quoted up front for what you need, and only what you need. 833-ASK-BLAKE. Genesis Total Exteriors will do anything on the outside of your house.
Loretta, do you want me to hold you for some more questions? I can tell Tom you have more if you do.
GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Roofing, fascias, soffits, gutters, siding, windows, doors, decks, everything you see on the outside of your home, including outbuildings and painting. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. 303-679-8509. In this day of contractors that are loosey-goosey with ethics, you can depend
Okay,
on
perfect.
Genesis
We do have,
Total
yeah, that makes total sense. We actually have an expert on our list that knows all about that. I was going to give you his information to give him a call. Great. Yeah, he's a great guy. I think he'll give you an initial consult / guesstimation on your vehicle, and you'll tell him. Then he does all of that for free, and then if you need a detailed report,
it today. It's a full game.
Hey, Mark.
I haven't seen him for a while either. I
Mark,
think he's doing pretty
Mark.
good. Look, it's got the rye bread.
That was a great episode.
Does it have the black
Hey,
and white cookie?
You really need, Susan's giving her petty details. He's not going to be able to work on this one. This is like, she's not looking for a diminished value claim. She's looking to see if it can be done properly for $13,000.
Yeah,
she's got to send him to Michael's.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. Or any body shop. I bet her problem is it's not drivable.
I just heard her giving him petty details. So just we got to give him get her to go to a body shop.
Yeah. Frank, we should play it someday.
I agree, man. I agree.
I have no idea how to play it, but we'll get Tom involved. I don't even know how many players you can have. Look, there's a fishing pole. I couldn't tell you what that's for. The rye bread, the fishing pole.
Yeah, you might win. It wasn't it the pumpernickel bread, or was it rye?
No, it's what's the name of that bread? It's
Marble rye?
It's a marble rye.
Right. Yeah.
Marble rye. Now you got to wonder. Wonder if you got
out here, but
Oh, that's what the fishing pole is.
Right.
He was
Out the
holding it
window.
with the marble rye.
Out the window.
The one that really had me laughing one time was the big race.
Oh yeah, the big race. The big race.
Oh yeah, the big race.
That's when I made my first million. They do say that's the hardest to make. And then he goes, "Oh, I can see by your shoes.
Wait, I better get going.
You got a hole in your shoes."
and Mark knows where you got your shoes.
Damn right I do.
Yeah,
Does Stephanie know where that?
Oh, I'm sure.
Mark can tell you where you got your suit, where he'll bench you lunch for it.
Yes, the big race, the big race.
Did you know that, Stephanie? That Mark
Shoes are
can
on
tell
the
you where
feet,
you got
right?
your
Who did he race?
Yes.
Am I right? Okay.
Do you remember who he raced?
Yeah, Duncan Meyer.
Duncan Meyer.
Duncan Meyer. He's hit me ever since, and now he's back.
What we're about to tell you, only George and I know.
I love it. That is so funny.
I like the can't stand ya
The baked bean teeth.
with the baked bean teeth. Can't stand you.
Atomic wedgie.
Yeah, and he gave him one in that
Right
episode.
at the end, yeah.
She goes, well, at least it wasn't atomic. He goes, it was.
He pulls it out. Oh, man.
Oh, I got to hit the head.
Remember Kruger, his boss? Kruger?
Kruger. Oh, with the
Smoothing Industries.
the ones that botched the
the Statue of Liberty job.
Statue of Liberty job. You know, that was true. There was a company that botched the Statue of Liberty.
Was it really? That's funny. You know the funny thing? I don't watch TV anymore. The only time is late at night. We might watch something we recorded, like America's Got Talent or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I just haven't watched TV in so long.
The one thing I used to watch without exception was MASH.
I remember MASH.
Oh, MASH was fun.
And in New York, it was on like 3 times a day.
That song reminds me of being a kid.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. Richard wants to talk about, I don't know exactly, Excel and Arcadia. What's that all
You
about,
guys must
Richard?
spend a lot of time watching Seinfeld.
So I had an
Anyway,
Arcadia
Renee and I
rep show up
first
at
got
my
married.
door trying to
Yeah.
get me to subscribe to an Excel solar garden,
That was
and all
the
I
show
could
right
think of was Enron and runaway electric bills. Is this
So wait a minute. So
Yeah.
you're talking about two different things. You said a rep from Arcadia wanted you to install an Excel garden.
No, you just subscribe. The garden, the solar garden, is out at by the airport or somewhere, and I just get my electricity from this solar garden. It's totally a good deal.
Oh,
But-
so
but
wait a
I'm
minute. How do they route the electricity from this solar array to you?
So I don't know how that works. All I know is the bill is going to go to Arcadia, and then I have to pay Arcadia. So I'm just wondering if this subscription thing is a good idea or not. There's some kind of renewable energy credits that cover some of my electricity.
Well, you know,
usage.
I'm going to be straight with you, Richard. I've not heard of it done this way before. I have heard of communities doing this in other parts of the country where they put up a giant solar array and then they pay a co-op. This is kind of like that. They're saying that you are going to use electricity basically, and you're going to pay at the rate they're generating it, as opposed to Excel, right?
Correct.
And how does it work though if it's remote? Like it's miles away. Now the actual electricity from that solar array is not going to you. It's going into the system, right?
Right.
And
It
then
sounds like a scam.
no, well, I don't know. I actually don't know. What they're saying is this. They're going to produce enough overage to feed into the Excel system, then they get paid for that. And then they want you to buy electricity from them by basically per kilowatt hour, you're going to pay them. But what does Excel say when you have an electric bill and you say, oh, don't worry about it, my solar people are paying? Are your solar people going to pay that bill?
This was sprung on me last night. I don't even know how this is going to work. All I can imagine is like the Enron bills California was paying, that I end up paying instead of $140 a month. Now it's $280 or something. That's what I'm worried about.
Well, listen, what I'm saying is this. It sounds creative. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but let me give you an example of water rights and stuff. This is what it sounds like, except I don't know how you pull it off with electricity. With water rights, for example, if you go in and pull water out, and I'm augmenting that water somewhere else by putting water into the aquifer, I can get credit for putting water into it, and then you pay for taking it out. What I don't understand is how they make money on it, because if you have to pay your Excel bill at a certain kilowatt hour, and they are getting credit for producing solar at a lesser kilowatt, I don't know how they can pass a lesser cost on to you. It just sounds absolutely ridiculous, but I hate to say it's a scam because I know nothing about it. I mean, what I'd like to do is look at your lease or look at whatever you have. Let's put it this way. It's very creative. Whether it's a scam or not, it's a very creative come on. So the pitch to you was, you're going to buy electricity, and you're going to buy it at a cheaper per kilowatt rate because they're going to sell it to you at their rate, right?
Yes.
And then they're going to take care of your Excel bill, right?
Right.
But that doesn't make any sense to me, because if they're paying your Excel bill at a higher kilowatt rate, and you're only reimbursing them at the lower kilowatt rate, they're taking, in my opinion, they're losing on every single kilowatt hour.
It would seem. It would seem. But I guess if I had the panels myself on my house, I would be generating it myself. And it seems like somehow by subscribing to them, it's taking the place of the panels on my house.
No, it's not really. It's not really, because you still have to get the electricity. By subscribing to them, the electricity is not coming to you. You're still buying Excel energy. They're just saying they're saying they're going to meter it and they're going to charge you a lesser rate, but then they have to make up the difference on your Excel rate. And I don't know how the hell they do it. It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, let's put it this way. That doesn't mean there isn't a way they can do it. I don't know. I've never heard of it before. So as I said, I'd be crazy just to say it's a scam. But at the same time, I don't understand how you, on every single transaction, lose money and still become rich, unless you're Jeff Bezos and Amazon. No one else can lose money for 25 years and become a billionaire but him. So I don't know how you do it.
If you get an expert on your show, I'd love to hear it.
I would too. In fact, I would like you to leave some information on this Arcadia Solar thing. And maybe we just talk to them directly, because I have a good BS detector. So why don't you do that for us? And I'll take a break. I'll get that information, try to get them on a show or get somebody who knows about it. If anybody knows about this, give us a call. 303-713-TALK.
Whatever show works best for you.
That is very interesting what he talked about.
Okay, I see what it says.
When you hear about rising prices and supply chains problems and all of that, I can't help but think of Century RV, because they have a big supply of new and used RVs, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and they're selling them like crazy, and you can get great deals still today. You can also get great service from them. They have a new service facility going up just for their customers. It's a great place to buy an RV. Great pricing, great financing, great service. CenturyRV.com. Up north on I-25, take the 240 exit to Longmont, and it's right on that frontage road on the east side of the interstate. CenturyRV.com, 303-453-1111. And another place you're going to find great pricing, great financing, great service, Simply Floors, Inc. That's the story of Simply Floors, Inc. Buddy and Karen Mitchell at 52nd and Ward, Southwest Corner, they do a great job of having a vast array of carpeting, LVT, luxury vinyl tile, and of course all of the hardwoods, including laminates and engineered floors, and they do it at better pricing because of the buying group they're in, better installers, and a design consultant assigned to each and every job for better service. That's Simply Floors, Inc., I-N-C, simplyfloorsinc.com.
So I had a call last week. This is incredible. The guy says, hey, I've been working with this public adjuster for 6 months, and he finally told me there's nothing he can do. The guy was really upset. He listens to the show a lot, so he reached out to a public adjuster. I said, well, was it Matt at Paragon? He goes, no. I said, well, call Matt. Matt got involved. This happened about a week and a half ago. Matt got him a new roof, so his insurance company said, no way. The first public adjuster said, nothing I can do, and took 6 months to say. Matt got involved. Within 10 days I swear to God, within 10 days, got the guy a new roof, almost $20,000. You have any issue with a claim or lack thereof a claim with your homeowner's policy or commercial policy, you call Matt with Paragon Services, 719-726-0020, or you can check him out on referralist.com.
Hey, Mark.
So many people here.
Mark, can you hear me?
Hey, Tom, I figured out this whole Arcadia power deal.
Mark, can you hear me?
Yes.
John Fuller's asking about testing his equipment. I have Austin, Texas calling me. I got to answer this. Hello?
If John's listening, can John come in? Is 1, 2, 3, or 4 open right now just to test?
Unless you tell Talib.
Yeah, tell Talib to drop right now. We got to test someone else, and then he'll drop in 1 minute.
Hey, Talib.
And I'm going to tell John to test here in a second.
Talib's not answering. You give him a quick call. We got 3 minutes. Just tell him to disconnect in 3, and then once he does, you can tell him to test on 3.
Coming up. 1 to 3 talk.
Mark, that spot needs some work, bro. That really needs some work.
Okay.
I mean, seriously, I know what you're trying to do, but that is a total fucking backfire on something like that. You'll see my reasoning. I mean, you left no doubt in anyone's mind.
The freezer. Having a freezer.
I think sometimes people put fear out there, though.
You're absolutely correct.
Did you hear from him?
Yeah.
We're going out to your
Who, me?
No.
Oh, no.
in September. My son's friend.
So,
Oh, yeah.
I've only been out there a few times.
Oh, very cool.
I better. I'm going to end with the real estate people.
I guess it's about an hour from here.
Look at your text.
For me, it takes me a little over an hour and a half. So you're probably 45 minutes to the Springs.
Mark, okay. I don't want to talk about it while we're on screen.
Okay.
I'll let you know. Honest to God, because I mean, in fact, I like where you were going. If you hadn't said they listened to the show, so they called one, but it wasn't him.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know, he listened to
It's
social.
misleading.
Well, no, it's exactly correct.
Yeah.
Because what
We're
wasn't
on the
it?
same page.
But wasn't it him? Because we got to let him know that he's getting complaints.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, I understand where you were going.
I don't mind if he cherry picks. I just think he needs to be upfront about it. If all he wants is commercial, then just take it. There's nothing wrong with it.
My point about the commercial is that
I dig now what you're saying.
Pretty close.
It's like we did that.
We got to go back up.
Got it.
So.
Oh.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. Welcome to the show. Here to help you solve problems, to answer questions, to take complaints, to make your life a little easier. That's what we want to do here. So, it's probably too short to get calls in now, but I want to remind you who we have on if you need real estate information, because we have Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, on the referral list, referralist.com. We have Stephanie Thomas. And Stephanie, give out the best contact number for you.
You can catch me on 719-687-2052, but if you're wanting to text 720-260-0918.
Give the text again.
720-260-0918.
That's very cool. Now, you also, let's talk about mistakes people make. Frank is 303-920-1622. And some of the mistakes you're finding with listings, if any. I know people like to do it themselves when it comes to, I don't mean listing the house necessarily, but they want to get it ready. What do you find most of the time the biggest mistake, Stephanie?
I would say trying to show it as is.
Exactly.
Versus actually taking a little bit of time to optimize. Having a good cleaner come in makes a big difference. Taking a little bit of time to look at a room and think about how it's going to photograph so that you are showing the room in its best light. That's huge as well.
Frank, would you say that's one of the key things?
Yeah.
Didn't you say people clutter a lot?
Yeah, Stephanie, that's a good one. Yeah, failing to showcase the home, that's a biggie. So that's a lot of advice we give. And I'll tell you one other quick one is making sure you list with the right broker that's not going to tie you to a long-term contract.
Oh, that's a good one. You're right. You want people that are going to be happy with you, and you're going to be happy with them.
Yeah.
And that's great. All right, so we have wrapped up another show. Remember, Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, or Stephanie, and it's StephanieRE.com for real estate. And remember, referralist.com for help, information, and referrals.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.